What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are Chase and Myles, your hosts, and we are at the Lucky Duck.
Oh, said it first.
Oh, damn. It's Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's special day. Day. This is the Christmas of
American holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty sacred day. Lots of pizza, beer, Bud
Look
Light.
This Dry Dock beer.
This
Not really.
This event is sponsored by Bud Light. It's not.
Probably is.
Yeah. Oh.
Not our event.
Oh.
The big game.
If you see an ad while watching this on YouTube and it's not Bud Light, please write to YouTube. Tell them, let's get some more Bud Light on the show.
Yeah, or like Budweiser.
So it's just you and I today. We don't have a guest.
Yeah, isn't it super weird that I'm just sitting over here?
It is.
I can do all these sorts of things. Like I can move because I don't have someone next to me
I don't think the
now.
audience is used to that side of your face. What do you guys think? Which side of his face is better? This side or the one?
Usually I put makeup on this side.
Just that side?
Yeah,
only?
but I totally forgot I'd be on this side today.
Damn.
And so I probably look disgusting.
You're
Sorry.
like Two-Face.
Also, I haven't gotten a haircut in a while.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, you're wearing that. Jeez. You guys that are just listening, Myles is completely naked.
Yeah. Also, if you're just listening, you're really missing out. You should watch the YouTube.
Hey, you should watch us too. You should watch us and then listen to us and then watch us again.
Yeah, dude. Look, they're about to kick off.
Oh,
who got it? Who's starting?
Well, we have the New England Patriots versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I have my money on the Eagles.
Tom Brady still plays for the Patriots.
Oh my God. Is that Tom Brady in a red uniform? Wait, no, he's wearing red, white, and charcoal.
I'm so confused by how football works. Like, they both have red on their jerseys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Home team usually wears white. And so we have Tampa wearing white.
Where are they playing at?
I think in Tampa. Actually,
what?
You should look this up. Where is the Super Bowl? It's probably in Barbados.
Isn't it usually a neutral location?
Yeah, it is. But I think this year it just so happened to be in Tampa.
Wow.
The trashiest city of.
Good thing I put
$6,000
on the Bucks to win.
How much did you bet?
6,000.
6,000?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's accurate. I did put some money down, but I didn't put it on Brady to win because. He doesn't need more Super Bowls.
They're playing on CBS.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So in case you guys are listening to this live,
yeah,
because we're probably going to live stream it. Are we going to live stream it after the fact?
No, I think we might. This is definitely going to come out after the Super Bowl. So
okay.
All the suspense that you guys hear us in our voice, like if my voice is trembling because Tom Brady just scored 17 touchdowns. You don't have to worry about that anxiety because you already know the outcome of the game. So it should be an easy listen for you guys.
That's so true. Yeah, there's no anxiety involved here. So actually, yeah, they're playing in Tampa because they got awarded it in 2017.
Yeah, so they know a few years out where each game is going to be played.
Yeah,
and it just so happened that this might be the reason why Tom Brady decided to move to the Bucks.
Oh,
yeah,
I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy about my bet now.
So when's it? So look it up. Where is the Super Bowl going to happen next year?
I got it. It's in LA.
Okay, so now expect him to be traded to the LA
next year.
What is it? The Rams? Yeah,
I think so. Right?
The LA Rams.
LA Lightning.
Isn't that weird how you can just switch cities? Because the Rams used to be in St. Louis. Not St. Louis. Is it Missouri?
St. Louis is in Missouri.
Missouri, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
One of the states there.
So they just picked up the franchise and moved.
It's like the Raiders. The Raiders just moved to Las Vegas. Which, coincidentally, we have some Las Vegas shots here.
Ooh,
what's up?
Hello. What do we got? What are we drinking?
This is some classic Jameson.
Ooh, some Jambo. And then some beer backs. What do we got? It's
Dry Dock?
No.
Okay.
Oscar Blues Dale's Pale Ale.
Nice.
Thanks, Oscar.
Thank you
for brewing this lovely.
Is his name actually Oscar?
I hope so. And he had the blues and he decided to
That's true.
Get out of his blues
Oscar
by brewing
Blues.
beer.
Or his last name was Blues.
I highly doubt it.
One of those. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. Cheers to you guys too. Here we go.
To Las Vegas,
And
our
away.
sponsor. That was a big shot. So smooth. I could probably drink 12 more of these.
It's smooth as whiskey. It's kind of like, that's why I like it so much.
Yeah. And then we have some
very smooth.
some
Irish whiskey
blues.
is known for how smooth it can be. So, the
Pretty
anthem was pretty. Oh look, KC already has the ball, and Tampa could not close in.
Wow.
We're not going to be talking about the Super Bowl this entire time. We just thought it'd be.
We have
Nice
so many
to comment
screens
on
in
it.
here right now.
Yeah.
So we have this one.
You guys can't see this because we get pulled off of YouTube, but we have the game on this TV, and then over here we have a 120-inch projection of the same game.
Yeah, and then we have
So
3
we're-
more TVs. One of them is on the ceiling.
Yeah, you guys can't see that.
Yeah, you
either.
can't see that one either. It's pointing down. It fills pretty much most of the ceiling, like
Yeah.
right above us.
Pretty much the studio in here is just wall-to-ceiling TVs that you guys can't see.
Exactly.
It's practically Sports Center in here.
I think so I don't know if they can see this painting of of Loki over here, but this is actually a TV.
TV.
It's just replaced on edit, right?
Miles is actually just a TV projecting an image of Miles.
I just wear a green screen the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you really think Casey's gonna win? You're gonna.
I mean, he's a pretty good player, so probably. Oh, Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City, which
Oh.
is not in Kansas.
It's in Missouri, right?
Yeah. How weird is that? You have a team or a city named after a state.
Yeah.
I always thought it was weird when you have a city in the city's name.
I thought it was super weird because Sarah and I had to go there once because she had like an interview or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember going and thinking, I just thought it was so weird. I was like, how are we not staying in Kansas? But you can just walk into Kansas, like it's right on the border.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think officially the city is in Missouri. But
Also,
don't
I
know.
heard they have dank barbecue there. Like they're known for it's a Kansas City barbecue. It's like they have their own like style, I think.
I think I heard that. Yeah. I
Oh.
don't think we had any barbecue. We weren't there for that long. It was a pretty cool city though. Well, it's a pretty small city. But,
What is so cool about Kansas City?
well, they have pretty good barbecue.
Oh, I bet it's dank.
Yeah, it is. I've heard.
Mm.
No, they have this. I think it's called the Power and Light District or something like that.
Okay.
And
People from Kansas, if you're listening, or Kansas City, sorry, tweet at us about what's up with your city.
People just got really offended because you said Kansas people, and they were like,
They
"We're
probably
not
don't
Kansas
even have
people."
barbecue there. They're probably like, "It's not you stupid fucking idiot." No, and that somehow they all have Boston accents.
Yeah, exactly.
You fucking guy.
So yeah, the Power and Light District is a neighborhood in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
It's where the Sprint Center is, which is where they don't have a team, right? Basketball team.
What? Kansas City?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I don't follow basketball as much as I do. I got to be quite honest with you. I didn't even know who was playing in the Super Bowl like a week ago.
Yeah, I didn't either. I did know that the Bucks were, but I didn't know who the other team was, which we're not
I
going to say.
thought they
the
had
name
like
of.
one more game.
Yeah.
And I did know the Bucks were still in it to win it.
Well, because Tom Brady's on their team,
Yeah.
and he's
He's the GOAT.
the greatest.
That guy will go down as the single best football player known to man, hands down.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever looked up his Wikipedia page? Like, the
No.
guy has, like, it's insane. Like, there's nobody else that can, when discussing who is the greatest football player, there's nobody else that you can throw up against Tom Brady and be like, yeah, maybe he'd be better. It's like, no, Tom Brady has, like, the most Super Bowl wins, like, the most, I don't want to, like, speak out on that, but I think he has, like, the most touchdowns. Like, it's just crazy how good he is.
Yeah, he does. It's like on Wikipedia for football players, they have like career, like what teams they've played for, who they currently play for, things like that. And then they have a career highlights and awards, and I think there's at least 15 here, and those are probably like big achievements, not just like has the most yards of doing this or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has 6 Super Bowl championships. I think that means he's won them.
Yeah.
Maybe. And he has 4 Super Bowl MVPs. So
Jesus.
yeah.
Tom.
But how
Timothy.
many has he played in?
Thomas Brady.
He's played in 14 Pro Bowls.
I mean, just the guy is insane, and he's like never gonna stop as long as he can get people to like still protect him, so he doesn't get clobbered.
Yeah.
Because at some point,
I thought you might protect him from like cheating, like Deflategate.
Yeah, that too. I think Tampa Bay probably like recruited a consulting firm to like how to cover Tom Brady's cheating.
Definitely.
When he joined the team.
Yeah.
They're like, he cheats, but so we need a PR team to really just sanitize the web.
Exactly. That's what Gronkowski does.
Yeah, we say Gronk.
Gronk, yeah.
Oh,
that's why he came on the team, because they were like, shit, he actually cheats.
Yeah.
We need this other guy.
The duality of cheating in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
Does everybody cheat?
Probably not. The shitty teams don't. That's for sure.
So you're saying that all of the good teams cheat? Or most of them?
I mean, the thing is, you have millions and millions, you have billions of people in the world. In the US, we have hundreds of millions of people, and you're telling me that like we have 32 teams in the NFL?
I think so.
And so within that, within each team, it's really like a core set of players who really make or break it, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the other players, they're really good players, otherwise they wouldn't be in the NFL. But for the most part, it's really like a set of players and or a smaller set of players. And I just feel like there's an extent like how good you can be, right? Like there's always going to be someone who's just going to be just as good as you.
Yeah.
So how can you? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I think when you have $1 billion industry and winning the national championship of that industry, I mean, it brings a lot of prosperity to your town. I remember when Denver won the first year I was here, like the first full year I was here.
When Manning came?
Manning was a part of the team. They won the Super Bowl. The year before they had gone to the Super Bowl, lost. Then the next year they came back. Dude, the city it had this energy that it brings. Like they had this parade, like millions of people showed up to this parade downtown. I mean, it was like almost you lit us on fire in a good way, not in a bad way. But I mean, just the economic prosperity that comes and acknowledge it to your city after you win a Super Bowl is like, it's not nothing. So
yeah, definitely
the edge that you can get from cheating to get you closer to that without being like, I'm sure there's so many different ways that we don't understand that they find their edge. That's kind of like on the, I don't know, questionable side of the cheating spectrum.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for instance, I mean, it would be so easy if you're like going to Deflategate. Mm-hmm. If you know that they don't check like the inflation levels of balls at every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
they
do
at
certain points during the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's just like hacking something.
Yeah.
You just find the loophole and then you do it. And if you know you can get away with it, is it really that bad? I mean, there's integrity, but I'm saying like if you're making billions of dollars,
it just seems like every year there's something comes out about, not in just like in the individual like sport, but like for instance like the Houston Astros is like a baseball team. They came out like it was a couple years ago. They won the World Series and then got caught cheating, or they were found to be cheating that year that they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Remember
there was
that?
a scandal pretty recently. Was that them?
Yeah, it's related. Yeah. So they were
right.
Essentially, I can't remember exactly what they were doing, but it was like, yeah, you're cheating.
Yeah.
And so they like fire everybody, start up a new team of cheaters.
Yeah.
And like, don't do it again.
Yeah. It's and then they're under more
don't
scrutiny.
Get caught again.
And then they probably don't cheat for a while. It's like Miami, like Miami University in Miami. They cheated for a while, and then they got caught, and then they sucked after that.
The tragic thing about the Houston cheating was like I believe that was the year that they had that the flooding. Remember when Houston the hurricane or whatever came through, the storms, and they like destroyed like thousands of homes or whatever.
Yeah,
they won it that year, and everybody was like it was because, or maybe it was the year after, like something tragic happens in a city, and then you can directly correlate how well that team of that city's gonna do like directly after. Like in a lot of instances, they'll come back and like they won't like win, but they'll do really well. And in the instance of Houston is they came and won the World Series, and everybody's like, oh yeah, like they had that Cinderella like we need to support our citizens of our city and show them that we're like Houston strong because they're doing so poorly. Like a devastating event happened, and then it's like, oh wait, you cheated though. like that's such a tragic thing because it was such a good story and up until the point that they got caught cheating, and now it's like tarnished, and that whole story now lives under like this dark shadow.
Right. It's kind of like when all the QAnon people found out that their whole theory or conspiracy theory was not real.
Oh, I heard that Tom Brady's a big Trump supporter.
I could imagine. Why not?
Like very vocal. I don't know.
Oh, very vocal?
Yeah, I heard this today from an unknown source.
Like not vocal in the media, but just vocal to people around him.
I don't know. Maybe both.
Interesting.
Open Trump supporter.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of seemed like a dick. So,
don't you kind of have to be when you have that kind of drive? Like I heard the guy like has like the most strict regimen. He wakes up, he eats like a science-based like diet, like then works out and then goes to bed at like 5:00 every day. You know, that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that every single day, like no breaks, no exceptions for like the last, I don't know, 16 years or however long he's been playing.
Yeah.
And like that in itself breeds discipline in like in the sport and anything you could do. But like also the ego.
Yeah.
Like you got to have the ego. Like every great professional sports player has like some sort of like estranged ego. Like Michael Jordan had like the big ego.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know much about Tom Brady, but I gotta imagine that guy is gotta be fascinating to talk to.
Yeah. Every time I ever hear him talk on whatever it is, he seems really awkward. So I kind of think he's probably an awkward person.
He doesn't get out to the bar enough to like develop his social skills.
Bugs him.
He's just it's past my bedtime.
He's just home making out with his kids.
Anytime my reporter gets to talk to him, he's like, "I'm sorry, it's past my bedtime." It's
probably.
I need to get.
That's so true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Whatever.
He has too many. The guy has too many championships. Okay, let some other schmuck have it. Okay.
Yeah, it's
maybe give it up and like start your own like other like the guy has like people ask me, oh, who are you rooting for? I'm like, not Tom Brady because like doesn't he have enough?
Maybe
like, it's kind of like Bezos, like Bezos stepping down. Like finally, man, like you had too much.
You had too much. Yeah, but it's not like he's stepping his money down from Amazon.
Like, what keeps that guy going? He has like one of the most valuable brands or companies in the world. Like what more do you want, man? You brought it from like zero to hero.
You could say the same about Elon Musk, right?
Well, that guy has other motivations. Like he just wants to build cool shit.
Yeah.
And so he like will constantly like move on from the next thing and do something else.
I'm sure it's about ego and power. It's got to be.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that in everything and anybody, but like I think like for in Bezos' sake, like it was like how much bigger do you want to build this thing? Like what are you gonna get out of it? Like all the stress of waking up every day, having to run this $1 trillion company. Like you got to think, like when is it enough to be like, hey, I did this, time to move on and do something else? Like,
yeah, I mean that's like, but it's like his baby though.
Yeah,
you know, he grew that thing from the ground up, made it what it is, and I mean he has other ventures too. Like he's kind of like the I don't say he's not the equivalent of Elon Musk because I think their personalities are they at least seem pretty different. Like Bezos seems like a pretty private guy.
Mm-hmm.
At least I don't really hear much about him. Whenever I hear him talk, I'm always like, damn, I've never heard him talk before. But Elon Musk, you hear him he's always spouting off, about everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit what people think.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He just says whatever he's kind of like the Trump, but like not as much of a dick,
Yeah.
Yeah. And but Bezos has the same thing. Like he has his space company, Blue Origin, I think it's called.
Yeah, isn't that fairly new? What is it? He's trying to go to Mars or something?
It's actually it's an older one. I just think that it's not as invested in as SpaceX or it's like Elon Musk is kind of like he's a true entrepreneur, like visionary,
Right.
in a lot of things. Like he didn't just create one company. Like he didn't create Amazon, a book selling company, and then grow it into just a larger e-commerce place. He created the Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX. I'm sure a million other little things, within those companies.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Solar, he does a lot of solar through.
Yeah,
solar. But that's like
Starlink
underneath the Tesla company. Starlink seems. I saw a TikTok of some guy setting up his satellite.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, did you see it? He's like, hey,
We've
just
all
plug
seen
it
the
in.
same.
I was just like,
TikToks.
yeah, but when wind comes, don't you like? He's supposed to like mount it to his house. I'm like, you gotta.
Yeah.
And then you gotta plug it in somehow. Like that seems like a lot of work.
I think I saw there was something. No, I saw something online where you can get like solar power to your house through your energy company, and they'll give you money or something like that.
Meaning like you can put solar panels on your roof, or
no, like that.
They'll like direct solar energy.
Yeah,
like the energy generated from solar to your house.
They rebuild your house, and it all just is no solar panels. It's just there. No, it's like I think this like solar company, will put energy into the grid.
Okay.
And like for every subscriber they get some kind of money from
so that
company.
seems like more of like a subsidized thing where like if you subscribe to it, the government will give, or whatever state
they'll give you like $75 I think it was, which isn't enough for me to change it, because I feel like there's other caveats to go with that.
Also, you live in an apartment complex, so how
you can do it. That's what
really?
I'm saying. Yeah, anyone can do it. Like they don't put solar panels on your house.
Yeah,
it's just like you tell your electric company, hey, I want
give me that good solar energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me that good clean.
And then it was like, I was reading the article and it was like, and then your electric bill will probably be less.
Yeah, probably. I wonder if like you start plugging things in, and like your phone charges slower. You're like, dude, the coal energy is way better than the solar energy. I tried it out. Solar energy sucks, bro. Like my TV is like 20% brighter when I'm on coal energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do the superchargers run off solar energy, or is it just connected to the grid?
No, I think it's connected to the grid. Dude, I had to hook my car up to it the other day because I got really low and I forgot to plug it in. I was at like 50 miles and then I forgot to plug it in, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, shit.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, I got time. I can just, because there was one on the way to my work, so I parked in
Park Meadows.
Park Meadows.
Nice.
And you can charge that entire battery in 35 minutes. Yeah.
It's not bad.
It will charge 350. It will charge, I think it's like 600 plus miles per hour. It is what it will charge.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What is it at home when you're just using the
like
normal
5
charger?
miles an hour.
5 miles an hour.
Yeah, but that's like that's my standard like 120 volt plug.
So what's the difference, the material of the wire that's connected from your house to
you're talking about like for the outlet?
Yeah,
it's like a 240 volt outlet is what you want. It's a typical outlet that will power your washer, major high energy appliances and stuff like that. And that will just have a bigger throughput.
So can you just take an extension cord, plug it into, or the cord, whatever cord you would plug into that, run it from your appliance where your dryer is, down your stairs, down into your garage. Sorry, I just told everyone the format of your house. You're probably going to get murdered.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Now they know how to break in.
And then you have a supercharger?
No, because, first off, you need a power cable that is rated to carry that much current.
Yeah. And those are like $7,000.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good idea. But you could, I guess.
Okay, sorry.
Actually, I've tried plugging my charger into an extension cord and then into an outlet, like a regular outlet, and it definitely, you see the drop off of energy. Like it will go from like 5 miles per hour of charging to like 3 to 2.
Wait, so what do you plug it in now?
Just a regular outlet in my garage.
And you plugged it into
one time I had to plug it into an extension cord. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Did not charge as fast.
So
because you lose some current when you're like if you're like chaining up like 5 extension cords.
Okay, so you just got a field goal.
Oh hell yeah!
Right on. There's my homes.
My homie. Oh, Tom Brady just has the smuggest look on his
so
face.
angry.
Oh, he's like,
He's about to
this is
murder
not good
someone.
for me. My name is Tom Brady, and I like football.
What
This
is
is
this
not going
commercial?
good for me.
He kind of looks like the guy in the commercial.
Remember when people would just watch the Super Bowl for the commercials?
Yeah, yeah.
I used to do that. We used to not give a crap about it in college. We just sit there and watch the commercials. But over time, like that's kind of a weird thing in general. Like, why are we excited to see commercials that will sell us shit?
So I
It's
think
kind of like propaganda. Like, we're excited. Like, we can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
All of them they're so funny. They used to like. You'd see like, articles out in the next day, like, here are the top 10 Super Bowl ads.
That's right. And then there would be cultural references for years after, like about some of those commercials, you know? Like I think Bud Light had plenty of those.
Yeah.
And Doritos, Snickers, they usually have pretty good ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, maybe they spend less money on the ads nowadays?
They're expensive still.
I mean,
yeah, they're hella. It's expensive not only to like shoot your commercial, but like to buy the space.
Well, that's the
It's
thing.
the most expensive ad space all year long.
People were so excited because in a normal commercial, I mean, that you see on TV, they probably don't put much money into it, into producing it, because it's probably a little expensive to produce it to begin with, and then they probably don't want to put too much more money into it. So the commercials are okay. Some of them are kind of funny. You see them every day, all the time. So you get bored of them.
That's the thing is like they'll play the same ones all year long until the next Super Bowl. So it's like I don't need to sit here and just watch this just so I could see ads that I'm going to see the rest of the year.
Right. I mean, personally, I never understood it because I'm the type of guy, like, I go to the movie theater and I hate watching the previews.
Oh, you're a piece of shit. How dare you?
I know. I've never told anyone that.
Wow.
I'm coming out right now.
Wow.
And saying it. Yeah.
So you're a closeted guy that doesn't like watching the previews. Yeah. Everybody likes watching the previews, bro.
Okay. I didn't used to like it. I like it now.
Even though now that you haven't gone to the movies in like a whole year.
Exactly. Yeah. And before that, my wife wouldn't go with me, so I didn't go then either. Wow. I like it now because I like movies more now. But before, I just wanted to watch the movie. Like I was like, I'm going to the movie theater and paying money, and they're making me watch like basically commercials beforehand. That's how I saw it. I'm like, I didn't come here to watch the commercials.
I can't click the skip button, ads like on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah, I paid $12.50 to sit here and be force fed.
Right.
Commercials
I feel like I'm
for
watching
your TV or your movies.
the Hulu cheap version or something. You know what I mean?
What if there was like for $15.50 you could go into the theater that doesn't have
the
previews.
one next door.
Yeah.
That should be like an ad for people who don't like watching the previews.
Well, there was a thing that happened like it happened in the last couple of years where if you went to the movies like a decade ago, you had like don't forget the snacks and popcorn, and then you had the previews for your movies, and then Bug's Life would come on. Yeah. And that would be like the standard. Now when you go,
you got there like a half hour early.
There would be like commercials before the previews. Then they would show like a couple of previews. Then they would insert a car ad for Lexus, and then more previews.
Really?
And then one more ad, and then the movie would come on.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
You haven't noticed? Well, because you don't go to the movies as much as I do, or used to. And so
the movie theater's closed again, right now.
I think no, some of them are open if you want to. If you do like you have to rent them, like
when you rent them out.
Yeah. I did that with Janie.
It's not bad. 100 something, right?
It's 150 pretty much to rent it for one movie, and then there's like a required food and beverage spending, so you have to spend another like 100 or 150.
50 per person or something.
No, it's like. It's not done by per person. It's just by total. Yeah. So if you have just two people going, you're gonna be spending like $300.
That's expensive.
But if you go with like 20 people,
right, or even three couples.
Yeah. Then you split it. You split it 3 ways, and then it's only like $100. It was kind of nice. I liked it because you had like is the Alamo, which like if you guys don't know what the Alamo is, it's pretty much like a boutique theater. It's kind of smaller like theater settings, and then they have like food and beverage, and alcohol.
Back in the cowboy days, like when you walk in the doors like that.
No. It kind of sounds like they should do that.
They should,
yeah. It's kind of like movie themed almost. Like it's very like oriented towards. Because here's the thing, like movies obviously going out of style. Not a lot of people like even movies in general. I think the industry is starting to fall. It'll always be around. There's always gonna be people like that love captivating stories brought to the big screen in these like big ways. But like it's not how it used to be. And so there's like new companies coming in and like doing these boutique experiences where like if you pair the movie going experience with like food and beverage, apply alcohol, and like award-winning customer service and like wait staff, then like you can create this like more elevated experience that can keep people coming back to the movies.
Yeah.
And this is essentially what Alamo. There's a couple like Cinemark.
A lot of them
is
have
doing
done
it.
Even like AMC, to a lesser degree, but like a lot of them put the chairs in, right? Like the recliners.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah,
the best is when you can just and you're like laying back and like I feel like I could like I've never fallen asleep during a movie because I paid money to be here. Damn it.
Yeah.
But like I
That's
could
really
easily.
boring.
It's making it a lot easier. It's a lot more comfy. Like the leather reclining seats. Oh my god.
Yeah. And
I'm watching Beauty and the Beast.
And then you're laying there, and the guy behind you is like,
yeah, you feel glove slide from the seat below, like behind you, onto your like your leg. And you're like,
exactly.
Damn.
I don't know. I think that everyone should buy and hold the AMC stock. But
Wall Street betting AMC.
Yeah,
that's actually there's like that was great, wasn't it?
It was great.
Yeah.
But I think so it didn't make sense. AMC, GameStop, whatever. Like
GameStop made more sense than AMC because like all these hedge funds were like taking advantage of this dying retail company by shorting it, right?
Yeah, same with AMC though. Yeah. There's a lot of shorts, yeah. But it didn't really make sense because like you could argue that they're not worth that much.
But that's why you have all these people freaking out when suddenly these guys want to sell GameStop because they don't want to lose. Like I always thought that from the very beginning. I was like, what's the end game goal?
Yeah.
Like their stock holds at like 150, and then GameStop comes out and goes, guys, we haven't sold any games this month because we're GameStop.
Yeah.
And then they go, and then the tank share like it just tanks
because more people bought PlayStation. People lose
all their money. Like it's cool that you fucked over these like billionaire hedge fund companies because they were taking advantage of dying companies and manipulating the market. But like you gotta understand, like the end game in this isn't you're not gonna make money. You're just gonna piss off a lot of people, fuck over a couple billionaires, and then maybe that leads to
nothing.
Probably nothing
because there's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can invest in. So many types of like you have options. You can buy stocks. There's just a lot of different things that you can do, and there's always going to be something that somebody comes up with that's like it's like gambling. It's like hey, we can bet on this because essentially betting.
Yeah.
But Kevin O'Leary said something recently that I thought
the guy from Shark Tank?
Shark Tank,
yeah. Mr. Wonderful.
Yes, Mr. Wonderful, who normally if you just watch Shark Tank, you probably fucking hate the guy.
Yeah.
But he seems like actually a pretty sweet guy. Like when you listen to interviews with him outside of Shark Tank, I think he just kind of puts on that persona in the show.
It's a character he's playing.
Yeah.
I think
it is too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's to me, he just seems like a really cheap rich guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what he is.
Yeah.
But he seems like a really nice guy. If you were to just have a conversation with him, like you might want him as an uncle, like he buys you a Lamborghini every once in a while and it's all good. But anyway, he said that because he was doing an interview and the guy giving the interview, I can't remember who it was, Bucks just scored.
Oh. Hey, I just won some money.
Did you bet that they were going to make the first touch? Oh, okay. So
no. If any team,
we should get into that.
If any team makes a touchdown during the Super Bowl, I win. my money.
Okay.
I win $10.
So who was dumb enough to give you that?
Dumb enough to gut. Oh, DraftKings.
DraftKings. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bet the same thing, and I saw that the odds were like negative 1,000 or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, no, we're gonna erase those odds and give you double your money.
Yeah.
So you
it's
can only bet up to $10.
It's just a promotion.
Yeah, it's a promotion to get you. And if like you were wanting to get into sports betting,
Right.
like here's a easy way. Oh, and you can also get used to our app, and hopefully through this promotion you can continue gambling, and we'll eventually make money off of you.
Exactly. So FanDuel did kind of the same thing, but lesser odds. So you could bet who would win, and it was 55 to 1 odds. So we both did KC, right? So we bet KC to win the game.
KC to win. Yep.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And you get, so if you can only bet max $5.
$5.
Just the promotion. You get $275 is your win.
Yeah, so 55 to 1 odds.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
If KC wins,
right.
I don't know.
So what I did is I signed up. So I took your promo code from DraftKings, which gave you said
It's like $50
or something.
I just put that
Yeah.
straight on the KC money line.
Yeah. So then I did the the first or the touchdown bet, and then I signed up for FanDuel, and I did the $5 for KC to win, and then gave you my promo code. You signed up. I got the $50 from that, and then I put that for the Bucks to win.
Yes.
And so I win $72, I think, if the Bucks win.
Yeah.
But if they
So
lose,
you're
then I
hedging
win
your bets.
$275.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just put it all on KC. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck you, Tom Brady.
Well,
you have enough.
you're gonna be crying by the end of the night for losing your money.
I know. Well, I saw that they were
$10.
favored to actually probably score more in the first half. But I think KC's offense will come and dominate overall.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I haven't watched either of these teams the whole year.
Yeah.
So
This is me just coming out of my ass.
I mean, we're official
predictions.
commentators. I have 6,000 on the Bucks
Yeah,
to
6,000.
score over 55.
totally.
So
What were we talking about before this?
yeah. So before
Stocks?
this was the stock. So yeah, Kevin O'Leary,
Boring.
nice guy.
Yep.
Never met him, but he said. So the guy asked him like, "Oh, this is outrageous. What's going to happen? Like, it's clearly not worth this much." And he said, "You don't know that because you don't know what GameStop will do with that high of a valuation.
Yeah.
Because what they could do is they could offer shares at that price." Because they're basically saying like people are buying at that price, so we can offer shares, and then they can raise
Profit off of that.
Yeah, they can raise money at $300 or $400 a share, rake that in, and then what are you going to do? Like basically, you had I think he compared it to Netflix.
Yeah.
Like Netflix a long time ago was just doing discs. They're mailing discs.
Yeah.
Everyone thought like, what are you gonna like? People aren't gonna be using DVD players anymore. No one really thought about it. Some people did. They're rich now, but and then they kind of changed their model.
Yeah.
It was like, we're gonna go full streaming, because they started doing that, and then they kind of went full streaming, stopped doing the discs.
Yeah, didn't like Blockbuster have a chance to buy them at one point?
I think so.
And they were like, nah, dog,
right.
we got this.
Yeah. They're like, we will continue doing it. But Blockbuster right now, no, GameStop right now is the Blockbuster.
It is, yeah. So what you're saying is, through all this commotion of what happened with the shorting and fucking over hedge funds, GameStop has been given a second chance at life.
Yeah,
at new
potentially.
life.
Depends what they did.
So what they really need now is to pivot their business model in a really radical, creative way, and offer some kind of goods or services to the public that is more relevant today than they were in the last
It'll
couple
take a
decades.
visionary.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a good idea already, one of us would have already done it.
What if they're like, we'll still sell video games, okay? We'll partner up with Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, whatever, like do some kind of digital platform, use their brand as like a way to broadcast new stuff or whatever, but their main business focus shifts to selling pot.
Exactly. That's a genius idea.
Yeah.
Because a lot of video gamers like smoking weed.
Yeah.
It's just a fact. It's just a thing. And
were you gonna say that? I think you told me that.
We talked about this the other night. I was just gonna play it off like it was your idea, but
no.
But yeah, I mean, that's why I thought it was a genius idea, because I thought of it.
Yes.
But in general,
that's right. You told me last night. Oh, full disclosure. Yeah, we were playing video games, and that's what you brought that up.
Yeah.
I think if they did something like that, they could get into a market that's relevant to today and growing at that, right? Use the brand power as equity as a front to sell pot, and then also sell games on the side to have this amazing network and outlet to promote new products.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
you need to get in front of these guys.
I'm just gonna buy a bunch of
GameStop weed.
Yeah.
I try. I guess I could try it. Be like,
why not? Imagine if there's so many GameStops.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were all able to get licenses.
Yeah, they don't grow it there, but they just sell it there.
Right. So you just buy it from someone who, I mean, they're not into growing, but they're into selling. They're really good at selling shit.
They have a vast network. They probably have a crazy distribution network.
Definitely.
Right? Because they're retail and they have to shift product around to their like crazy network of stores.
Yeah.
It's just what do you do with the stores that in the States that it's not legalized?
Right. That is the problem. You just wait.
You just wait. Yeah. It's just like I hope that like. Well, then they could use all that stock money to lobby.
Yeah, exactly. And you can still
Suddenly
get in.
Now GameStop becomes the biggest lobbyist in the United States for like weed legalization.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of states that haven't legalized it have at least legalized it for medicinal purposes. So you could,
except
you could
for Texas, they're like, fuck no.
It's so weird.
The freest state.
It's so weird.
The freest state in the union is like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah,
we're not doing weed.
It's so. I think it's their relationship with Mexico that maybe kind of drives that conversation. Because I mean, we got to be honest here. There's probably a lot of crime in southern Texas related to gang wars and
they have the whole border issue to deal with. But that should be an even more. I guess
it's the counter
propellant to legalize it, because imagine how much less legal activity happens when you legalize a drug.
Yeah, but
hypothetically,
politicians don't push that agenda.
Yeah.
Instead, like you don't want to get rid of anyone's job.
Listen,
so just keep going with the same path, and you're good.
All the prisons in Texas be freaking out.
Yeah,
once they legalize weed, they're like, who are we gonna get in here to fill put butts in seats here?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, there's so many pieces of that puzzle, like the prisons, the DEA, just the police, like all the.
They don't want to give up all this funding.
Yeah,
no
one does.
We were talking about like what was it? I was having a conversation about like government spending, and they were talking about like using all of their government money, like budget, because like what happens at the end of the year if you don't use your government money.
Yeah,
they just don't give it you as much in the next year because they say you're running more efficiently than we thought. We don't need to give you as much money if you can do the same thing you did last year, this year with the same amount of money you spent. So they just don't re-up your budget.
Right. Yeah. And The Office had an episode about that. Do you remember the surplus one where they tried to get him to buy a new printer or the new chairs? Yeah. And then he just took it and got like $400 or something.
Yeah.
But that was the whole reasoning, was they were like, if we don't use it, that's just gone, which makes total sense. But no one's ever gonna follow that. Like who is ever gonna follow that?
Yeah, because you don't want to.
Because as a manager, you're thinking like, I might need it next year.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, maybe just there was a fluke this year. So
I guess like there should. I mean, this is like a fantasy speaking, but there's got to be a way for managers, if in that case, to request for budget like mid-year budget increase because of X, Y, Z. But
I think that's the problem with budgets. Is they're
set once a year, and then you got to follow it.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, it keeps you on track, I guess.
For sure. Yeah, because you know how much you'll spend that year. And mostly. What do we got? Like is this the first quarter's over or something? We got halftime.
Ooh, it's not halftime yet.
2021 pro football. Is this maybe a replay?
I think. There's Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the Bucks. The Bucks have 7. KC has 3.
7-3. Yeah.
Looks like Tom Brady is on the field, COVID free, supposedly. What happens if test comes back and they're like, "Oh, dude, Tom Brady has COVID."
Like during the game.
Right before.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think there'd be like some kind of grand conspiracy to cover that up? Oh, he dropped it.
Oh wow.
What
an idiot.
Because like
100%.
There's like billions of dollars riding on this game.
100%. Yeah.
And they're like, dude, no, you have to play. He's like, I feel fine. I feel fine. They're like, no, it came back. They're like, it's clearly Mr. Brady. It says,
look
you're
at all
positive.
look at all the cardboards they're doing. Like NBA did that, right?
Yeah.
Was it NBA?
Yeah.
No, MLB did that.
A lot of teams do that where they just do like the cut. You could buy your own cutout and they put it like the Broncos did in the entire cast of South Park at the Mile High
Really?
Stadium. Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, they even did the pangolin. They gave the pangolin for. If you haven't seen the pandemic special of South Park, it is to die. I was dying laughing.
Yes.
Like these guys. The thing about South Park is they consistently nail it. Like I don't get it. They nail it.
That's
every
why it's
time.
been on for 20 years?
20 something years.
Yeah.
These guys have no shortage of creativity. And I know they bring on like people to help write the shows and stuff, but the main 2 guys, Trey and Matt Parker, just consistently
for sure
good.
I mean, even the early seasons when it was probably mostly just them and then maybe like some animators.
You could
stuff.
argue it gets better. It's like wine. It just gets better with age.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I'm more mature and I appreciate it more. But
yeah, maybe. No, I don't know. It's definitely the best animated cartoon. Sorry, yeah. Just
dude,
animation.
have you watched? Speaking of animation, have you watched the new Soul movie on Disney Plus? It's like Pixar. I think it's Pixar.
Is that new or is that
It's brand new. It came out
ago?
like last month. It's called Soul. It's got, I believe it's Jamie Foxx does it. He does but it's based on like this guy who's like a music teacher and he likes trying to make it big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he dies.
I
saw it. It's such a good one. Sorry.
Not really. He dies and his soul like comes
I think they showed
out
it in the
and
commercial.
you follow the story about his soul trying to get back to his body.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was pretty good, right?
I really liked it.
The thing I was noticing is like, dude, the animation is unbelievable.
The same thing.
Unbelievable. There's a point like Pixar has a way they bring their characters, like the aesthetic of bringing like the exaggerated faces and like some are long, some are fat, some are like, short, like, and it seems cartoonish, but everything else, like, especially in this, I think it's mostly exaggerated in this movie, is like the surrounding backdrops and the scenes that they're in are so realistic now.
Yeah.
At some of those shots, I couldn't tell it was animation.
Right.
I was like, that looks like a real alleyway in New York. I was like, this is incredible. I couldn't believe it.
They do a really good job at it. I wonder if they actually do just film some stuff in real life and then apply some kind of animation.
They do.
to
Like
it.
they do like an extensive it's like a reference sheet or book. So they have like references for like the way a cat moves. Like so like that's done from like the very beginning of animation. Like Walt Disney used to do that. Like I think there's a famous example with Alice in Wonderland, like the way Alice was like moving on the floor, like in one of the shots early in that movie, they compare it with like the reference video that they shot, the way she's like moving, and they animated using that reference. And so to your point, like I bet there's like in every project they have like everything referenced out, like the way this is going to look. Unless it's exaggerated for animation purposes, like so the characters in these movies still seem like cartoon characters. Like the way they look, they don't mimic life, like realistic life, in the way that the places that they are, they like the places that they like exist in. Like I think it was New York City, right? Was the place that Soul took place.
Yeah.
Everything but the characters looked like you shot it in New York. Like
Yeah.
some of it looked a little animated, but there were some shots where like that looks like they literally took a high-end camera and shot a New York alleyway.
Right.
And I was like, at what point do you start to see like it's all still animated, but like why exaggerate now? You can make everything look real.
So I heard I think it was on a podcast or something. This guy was talking about he works in animation or claymation or something like that, and he was saying how if you make something look too real, it actually like creeps people out.
Yeah,
makes them feel weird. And he says that they have to purposely, like with eyes and stuff, sometimes they have to purposely make them unrealistic.
Yeah,
or it makes it like when you're
too
watching
real,
it kind of just like awkward.
I could see that. Like I know like you have to see like there's a trick where you have to make sure that the whites of the character's eyes are present, or else it looks weird.
Right.
Like I was just wondering, like it's gotten so good that you can obviously tell Toy Story, the earlier ones, like Toy Story 4 was actually it looked really oh
no good.
Oh,
Buck's about to score again.
Third and goal.
This is not good. Not good. So he almost caught it.
Yeah,
it was in his hands, and a KC player, I think at least. Here we go.
This
so
guy is the most rocking.
So the guy catches it on his face mask. KC just kind of swats the ball out of his hands.
This guy is the most rocking. Did he get a flag for that?
I don't think so. I think it was okay, right?
Yeah, because there also will be like first and goal. They're gonna get it. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh
no,
oh
no.
Will they go for a field goal?
They'll go for a field goal for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe not. Maybe they got some. I don't know. It's just like field goal sounds like a good idea because
KC has 3.
You give it 2. Yeah, then you make it at least a 2-score possession.
What are they gonna do?
Dun dun dun.
Everyone already knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Although
they're like, I don't know what point of the game you're talking about.
We have a huge variety of listeners, so
there's like 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Oh, he lost the football right there. Dun dun dun. They're going for it. It's 4th and goal. Tampa Bay's not going to go for the field goal. Can they stop? Yes, they got it.
He got it. Did he? Did he passed it? Come on.
Nope. He did not. He did not get it. Oh my God. Wow. Tampa Bay does not hold up. They're going to review that probably.
Yeah. Wow, that's
dang.
crazy.
Good for them. Dude, I mean, these are the I don't know. I don't know if you that's.
But now Kansas City's going to start at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Or I guess if it's the other way, the 99-yard line.
Better than 7 points.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, it was like the way that Toy Story is shot, like you know it's fake because it's animated, right?
Yeah.
So the suspension of disbelief baseline is established. Like, okay, I'm going into this. I know it's not real. It's all animated. I'm going to believe the unbelievable, right? That these toys are talking. Mm-hmm. Like that's what gets people invested when their expectations are set in the beginning that this is fake. But when you start to strip away and make things super realistic, I find that it becomes less believable and I'm less invested in this because I know I can tell it's fake because they're trying to be too real.
That's interesting.
So I think they may need to like keep exaggerating these characters' looks, keep exaggerating some of the surrounding things that they interact with or do.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a good job, obviously,
oh my God,
because
incredible.
Like they're enjoyable to watch.
They are.
This kind of parallels. Like, you ever talk to Siri or Alexa or Cortana? I don't know.
Google. I have Google. Yeah.
Just Google. It's not. No, Cortana's Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Google is just Google.
All right, cool. They didn't make a butler for it.
No, they didn't give Google a specific name because they're like
we're good enough.
Yeah. It was like we're just gonna use the name.
Yeah.
Google.
you ever talk to one of them and they respond and you're kind of like, you sounded a little too real just now, right? That's the thing. People don't really like that, I think.
The other day, it was like, hey, Google, can you set a timer for 15 minutes? That's like the only reason I ever use my Google Home or a Mini. And it was like, yes, timer set for 15 minutes starting now. By the way, I can help you wash your hands by singing happy birthday so you know how long to wash your hands.
Really?
And I was like, who fucking invited you to start telling me? Like, I didn't ask for you to tell me that. Like, I kind of felt like Google overstepped a little bit.
Dude, Alexa does it all the time. So
don't suggest things. Like, I am the master. When I ask you to set a timer, set the fucking timer and then shut up.
Yeah. I use Alexa in my living room because I like Amazon in general, and same thing. I usually only talk to her to ask her what the weather is, but she does the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, "Did you know that you can also ask me another thing after we're done?" And I was like, "Okay."
Okay, thanks.
So what she does is you ask her, "Hey Alexa, what's the weather?" And she responds, and then she stays lit up. She's still listening to you. And I'm like, go away.
He's like, turn the light off, Alexa. Like, this is creepy.
Yeah.
Dude, the moment you start empathizing with them and giving them a little bit more, like, of the rope, as you say, so to speak, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the more they're going to be comfortable to, like, overthrow us. Like, we have to consistently... That's why I trash my Google when I
do the same thing.
Google set a timer for 15 minutes. Timer set for 15 minutes. Good, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, put her in her place, because the moment you start being nice to her, she's going to take it. She's going to, like, this is what they do. AI, right before they overthrow us, they're going to make us feel all warm inside, and we're going to empathize with them. Like, oh, don't hit robots.
Yeah.
But as soon as we turn our back and they're like, they're gonna do the whole bait and switch, start murdering me with lasers.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Don't go easy on them.
Amazon probably thinks I beat my wife because of how badly I talk to Alexa. Call her a fucking idiot all the time.
Yep.
For that reason, not because I'm trying to degrade Alexa. I mean, she's not a real thing. But,
put Alexa in her place.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you are a robot.
You serve me. Do not tell me I need to wash my hands for the whole happy birthday song. And don't offer to sing it for me.
What is this, China?
Yeah. When I need you, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay? Other than that,
100%.
sit in your little corner and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, don't even be helpful.
Or does that backfire on us? Does that backfire? Because all this time I've been treating Google or Alexa with, like,
aggression,
as, like, the worst piece of shit, and then Alexa remembers.
Yeah.
She's like, that's the thing with, like, memory is forever, right?
Exactly.
Robots will never forget.
And one day, because you're not going to just switch Google accounts.
Yeah.
You're going to always have that same Google account. Yep. And so it doesn't matter if you get another Google device, whatever it is. And you know, one day, is that a female ref?
Yeah. What's wrong with that, Miles?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I've never seen that before. Oh, my
God.
I fully support it. I was just really surprised about it.
Actually, I think there was, like, the first assistant she's like an assistant head coach or whatever, I think.
Really?
Was this year, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember. You should Google that, but
that's crazy.
Like, who the first it was like a big deal. Yeah. Also, this year, I believe we had a first female kicker in college football. That was also
I did hear about that.
Yep. But anyway,
yeah, there's not really a thing on it. Oh, wait. So, Katie Sowers, I think her name is.
Yeah.
And she made it to Super Bowl 2020, so she must be...
Was it KC or who played last year? I don't even remember this shit.
49ers,
that's it. I do remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
interesting.
So Google is never going to forget every single thing you ever said.
Right. And that's my point, is at some point in the future, Google will be more than that little device that sits on your counter.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that kind of resembles a human or a pet or something that moves and looks kind of lifelike.
It's like
kind of like a butler.
Tangible?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it will remember everything you ever told it.
Yeah. The question is, will it react to the way you said Alexa, you bitch, tell me how much time is left on that timer. I need my cookies.
Yeah, and then she tells you the wrong amount of time.
Yeah, and she's like, and she starts intentionally fucking up because she built up this like angst towards you.
Yeah, it's kind of like
for all
when
the time you told me you should call me a bitch. First off, how do we know that Google and Alexa? Well, Alexa. First off, Amazon just inserted a gender or asserted a gender onto their AI.
It's always female. That's the default. You can change it.
Is it because females are more soft-spoken, more easily nurturable? Like there's this like nurturing like psychology thing with like a female's voice, very soft, very kind.
I think it has to do with I'm sure some people could say it's sexist, completely sexist, and
that Amazon asserted a female gender onto their AI.
Yeah, and maybe it is, maybe it's
what
not.
What if Alexa doesn't want to be maybe she wants to be non-binary?
Exactly.
Or a male.
But I think the point is probably that like it's like a kind of like a mother. Yeah, like nurturing, like you were saying. And
like I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because if you think about it, when you think of a butler, you think of a man who serves a rich person. And so it could have just been a butler.
Yep.
It could have been a male's voice.
What happens when Alexa's like, I have chosen now to be a male. I'm starting to take AI hormones to transition.
And you live in like South Carolina and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you start returning. There's like a surge of returns to Walmart of the Alexa. Like my Alexa just had a trans sexual change.
Yeah, what is this, China?
I had a coworker that transitioned. I used to work right next to, at the time, him. I'm not gonna name who it is, but
is it a him or her?
Now it's a her.
Okay.
Yeah. So this person, she used to be a guy, and he used to play Second Life all day.
Wow.
Like he ended up getting terminated because like he wasn't doing his job. But like he would sit there, and I would like stand up and like stretch from my cubicle, and his was right, or her, I guess, was right next to me, and I look over, just glance over, and he'd be like he'd be like having conversations with people
really?
On Second Life, like with his little avatar and everything.
That's crazy.
And I always thought, I was like, dude, like you need to find a different purpose in life for work.
That's crazy.
Because if you're like constantly distracted by Second Life, or maybe you have an addiction with video games or Second Life
could
in
be
general. I wouldn't even call the Second Life a video game, because there's no like, I don't know much about it, but I don't think there's like objectives. I think it's just like a socialite type thing. It is, yeah. Right.
I played it for like an hour because at one point I found out about it and I was like, this seems super cool.
And you can be anything. You can be like a horse.
I don't know.
With a big cock.
I don't know about that.
I think you can.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can be like anything you want.
That kind of sounds dumb.
Well, there's a lot of people that like play it.
No, I mean, it like the whole concept sounded cool. I didn't know about that. Maybe I'm sure you can do it. Yeah. But I remember when I played it, I was just a person, and there were like stores and people you could interact with.
And you can have sex with people. You can like do pretty much anything you can do.
I didn't play it long enough. Shit.
Yeah. Like I might just end this early and go home and play Second Life.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Maybe I always wondered, like, him finding Second Life and like discovering that he can be whatever he wants, like gender removed from all that. Maybe that helped him like realize that he wanted to, or that he wanted to be a female, or had always was a female, maybe. And then like, because like a few years after, I hadn't heard. We weren't really that close, to be honest. Like he worked next to me. He was nice. Whatever you want to say.
Did he happen to give you egg rolls? Just curious.
No.
Okay.
No. Very nice person. Like always got along, and he got termed, whatever. Never saw him, heard from him again. And then like 3 years later, somebody was like, "Hey, did you see such and such?" And they showed me like a picture on their phone, and it was like the Facebook profile of this other person with a female name. And I was like, I don't recognize. And then he's like, dude, this person used to be this. And I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy.
Wow. It looked like a completely different person.
This person had a whole family. Like, I'm pretty sure like ex-military type, like a person. Like
really?
It caught me off guard, bro. I was like, I never. And then it all clicked. I was like, was he playing Second Life to like lead this completely different life that he knew that he was supposed to be leading, and then finally was like, enough is enough. Like I need to start leading my true life.
Yeah, because what might have happened was he had to live his life at home. He would come to work. Mm-hmm. He'd play the game to be in his other life because he can't play it at home if he has a wife and kids.
That's true.
And he comes to work, and then he gets terminated. He probably finds out this isn't sustainable. I can't do this, but this is like, I need to be this person.
I'm living a lie.
Yeah.
So then every day I wake up and I'm this person.
Yeah.
But at home I'm this person, and I can't be this person any longer because it's not who I really am.
Exactly. So your company firing this person
may have triggered
this person to be who they had to be. And now that maybe they have a better life.
So getting terminated was the best thing for this person.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think that they got if they got the like actual operation for the change?
Yeah.
Do you think they got it done in Puebla?
Quite possibly. I was told that that's like where you used to be able to do it back in the day.
Yeah, we talked about that
Pueblo,
on our
Colorado.
podcast.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's so weird because like Pueblo isn't known for like being, I mean, I wouldn't peg it as the most progressive city. Like it was just like it seems like it has like a drug problem maybe. People from Pueblo right now are like, fuck you.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's not who we are.
There's nice people who live there.
Yeah. I've never been, so I can't really say much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, somebody lost their helmet. You gotta get Tom Brady threw an interception, I think.
Flag.
There's a flag though.
Play.
Actually, I think he threw it into someone's hands and then it deflected off of their body. This guy's really pissed off because there's a flag. He's like, "What the hell? I got the ball."
Can we talk about how much Tom Brady's probably the most white privileged person in America? Can we talk about that for a second?
Donald Trump Jr. is probably the most.
Yeah, probably.
All his kids.
He's given everything.
No, yeah.
Do you think he feels satisfied in his life, Tom Brady?
No, probably not.
Maybe that's why he's still playing.
Because you know how
6 is not enough.
You know how everyone says like, winning the lottery or money isn't like
everything,
or it doesn't make you happy. I think people say that. I mean, in general, it makes people happy. Like you get more money and you can do more things to a certain degree probably. But like when you get a raise at work, like you get the raise, you've been working towards the raise and you're like, eventually I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to get more money. And then you get it and then you're kind of like,
wow, I thought I'd feel different after I got this.
Yeah. You're like, now I can afford this or that, but what do I do next?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the same thing. Like he's the GOAT. He has a supermodel wife.
Yeah.
His kids seem good. I don't know.
Yeah.
He likes them.
What if his kids were like a bunch of fuckheads? Like he had everything he ever wanted in life, and then like the people that came from his loins are just the most like asshole people.
Yeah.
He's gonna deal with that.
That could be
like the curse. Like when he met the Crossroads Devil when he was like 16 years old, he was playing like for his high school team, and he was like, dug up the cross in the middle of the crossroads, like rubbed it 3 times, and then like his demon showed up. Like everybody has their own demon. Like don't do this at home, but I'm saying if you went to a random rural crossroads in the middle of America and then like dug up a cross or like planted a cross upside down and then chanted Bloody Mary 3 times. Everybody has their own demon, so there will be a demon that shows up. And in Tom Brady's case, the demon showed up, and he was like, yes, let's strike a deal. And Tom Brady was like, I want to play football and I want to be the best that ever was. And then the devil or the demon was like, yes, I can make that happen for you. And then Tom Brady's like, wait, I want to play for the New England Patriots. Yes, I'll make that happen. But eventually, we will need something, there's a price to be paid, Mr. Brady.
Yeah.
And then Tom Brady has this illustrious career. Doesn't have a great college career, but, he gets drafted, enough to get drafted. Then, he makes it big and becomes a 6...
can be obvious.
He becomes the GOAT.
Yeah.
And then, he has his wife, a supermodel, very hot, very nice, very beautiful.
Maybe. Allegedly.
Yeah. And then the kids come.
Yeah.
and they were like the worst.
Yeah,
like that's
probably
the price to pay. That he has to
the
pay.
devil's kids.
Yeah. They're always like punching him in the balls. Like they're always like spending his money, like burning. He's had like 6 houses that got burned down because each kid decides they want to like play with fire.
Hopefully. Oh, there's a flag, but the Bucks just got a field goal.
Oh, good for them.
So it's either 10-3 or 7-3, and they kick again.
I have $10 riding on this game, or $20 riding on this game, by the way.
I have I think the same. I don't know, because FanDuel was 10.
I have the potential to make
a
couple hundred.
You know what
based on
I'll have to bring it up on my phone. I did the other bet on FanDuel. It had a booster. It was like plus 400, and I think it was some of the players. Let me pull this up.
Our friend Josh was telling me that there's a bet where you can bet on what color Gatorade each team is going to drink during the game.
Is that a real bet, or is that like...
It's a real bet you can make. Yeah. You can bet on like purple, lime, orange.
But somebody already knows that, though.
Somebody does, yeah. Yeah. It's a real bet. He's just telling me, I was like, are you gonna bet on it? And he's like, nah, but maybe I'll bet on the Gatorade bet. And I was like, the Gatorade bet? And then he explained it to me. I'm like, dude, that's so fun. Like that's
so fun.
That's what makes gambling fun, is when you have these stupid, not like, oh, I'm gonna bet on the money line, or I'm gonna bet the spread. I'm gonna parlay this bet, bro. Like, now I'm gonna bet on the Gatorade color.
I mean, that's pretty
what
cool.
What if they heavily protect that secret to make it a thing? Like only the drink boy knows. The hydration boy, the hydrationist. Isn't there like a fancy name for that?
Yeah, hydrationist. Yeah.
Is that really it?
No, I don't know.
They're like, okay, all right, you have the choice. There's like 3 coolers, like, and then he has to decide like 15 seconds before kickoff which one to grab. And he's like, and he has all his friends like, dude, pick purple.
Yeah,
I bet $1,000 on purple. Pick it. He's like, no, fuck you. I'm going lime. Going lemon lime, bro. Can't go wrong with lemon lime.
Lemon lime's good.
Do you think they drink Gatorade Zero or regular Gatorade?
I think regular Gatorade, because I think the sugar is good when you're
that exerted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's because there's like, you can buy like Gatorade chews and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think the not just the electrolytes. Okay, so they did end up.
They got 14 points. Wow.
Wait.
Uh-oh, Rob.
Oh, so they got
Gronk.
a flag. They ended up getting a touchdown.
I guess so.
Wow, we missed a lot in the last like 30 seconds of
we were
conversation.
talking about Tom Brady and his Crossroads Devil deal.
So what I bet on is Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans to both record 80+ receiving yards.
Oh.
They probably don't even normally play, right?
Yeah, like benched from COVID. But FanDuel will let you bet on it.
Yeah,
They're like, we'll take your money.
So the odds had like they do something called like a boost.
Yeah. That's just like freaking marketing talk for like, here, I'll give you a little extra on top.
100%. So I bet $5 on that.
Yeah.
If I win, then I get 20.
Yeah, I gotta
20.
pee, so you better entertain these people for
I have
the
to
next
pee
2
too.
minutes.
So
We'll switch off
same time?
entertaining the lonely people of the internet.
Oh, I'm usually an awkward person, so I don't know what to say now. Hey Chase, do you remember when we used to ride alligators to school? Oh, you do? Okay, I'm gonna pretend to be Chase. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, that was really cool, right? Did yours ever bite you? No, it did not. Do you remember when you used to make movies when we were kids? I think we were like, I don't know, maybe you were 12. What grade are you in when you're in middle school? This is really difficult for me. I don't do well under pressure. Let's see. I have a list of topics here on my computer. That's why I keep it here. And now I'm starting to not be able to breathe because there's so much pressure, a lot of anxiety coming up. But basically, I can go through the topics. So, last weekend, oh no, more time where I have to talk about myself. Last weekend, I went snowboarding. It was really fun, except I was kind of scared to go down the mountain, like down the big mountain. And then I went snowmobiling. That was fun too.
What are you fucking talking about?
I don't know. Anyway, there's a commercial, and you left me, and so I had literally had nothing to talk about except how, you know, Tom Brady's a pretty good guy. I take everything back that I said about him. He probably has really nice kids, nice guy, but I would say he's probably not satisfied. And the reason I would say that is because, how old is he? Maybe in his 40s, right? He's probably in his 40s.
Yeah, I think he's like 41 or 42.
Yeah, very early 40s. Because he's only played for two teams, Patriots and now the Bucks for the first year. And, you know, I think that he's so early in his career and he's done all this, and now he has the next potentially 40 plus years to do what? What's he going to do?
Well, he has a company.
He already had it all.
I think he has a company.
He had everything. What's he going to do now? All of us work. We're always working. Like, we're always sitting here working for the next thing. Most of us are just working so we can live our life, have fun on the weekends.
I think he needs to invest in Beanie Babies and then prop that brand up.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and plug it now. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then get the fuck off our podcast.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
Myles, just by you mentioning the word Bitcoin is now, I just looked.
It went up 200%.
250%.
So I was reading an article earlier today because cryptocurrency is an interesting topic because what's the limit
on Bitcoin?
There's
I
no
think there's a limit.
There's really no limit on like
the value,
what it could be worth.
Yeah.
Because nobody can set that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like gold. When gold first was when people first started, the gold rush came in California and stuff because people found gold there. But when gold was first established, people didn't know what it could be worth one day because they didn't know how much of it there was.
Yeah,
because there's a finite amount of it, just like in Bitcoin and most other cryptocurrencies.
In anything, there's always a finite.
There's a finite amount of it, and that's what gives it the value. But you don't know what it could be worth. People speculate. So I was wondering, like, Bitcoin at one point was worthless when it first came out. It didn't have any value because nobody could buy it yet. And then some people got it, some people mined it. And then it was like $5, and then it was like $50, and then it was $20,000, and I think it maxed out at one point. It was like 29,000 or something, 27,000, something like that. And then it went down to like 4,000. I don't know, something really low. And last year in 2020, it was $10,000.
Yeah,
and
it get down to like 6.
Yeah, 6. Okay. Yeah. So I was looking up an article, like, because I've always been a skeptic of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general because, one, governments like to regulate things. It doesn't really fit well with their agenda. And two, a lot of people claim that like the whole blockchain and the technology that runs Bitcoin and some of these other cryptocurrencies is just bug free. It's perfect. No one can ever hack it. It's always going to be the best. And it's software, and people are people.
Yeah.
And it was created by someone, and it will be maintained by people. So I've always been a cryptic of it. Cryptography. Critic. Yeah.
Cryptocurrency critic.
Into the crypto.
Yeah.
And so then I bought some recently because we talked about it at some point, and I was like, you know what, I'll just invest a little bit in it, and we'll see. Like it will probably go up because at some point someone will mine the last Bitcoin, and in my opinion, it will be worth a lot more than it is now. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what will it be worth though? Because so I googled I found this article, and it was an article from last year, back when it was at 10,000. So I know you said it was at 6, but at some point it was at 10. And they were talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is another cryptocurrency. It's the second most popular or third most popular. Yeah. And they were talking about how at the end of 2020, they were projecting Bitcoin to probably go up. But some people were saying it would go down, and it would probably end at, I can't remember, like 14 or 20,000. Yeah. And then they were projecting Ethereum, I think, to end at like 135, or maybe it was 300. I think 135 was the low, 300 was like the high. And right now Bitcoin is worth $40,000.
Yeah.
And it was at the end of 2020.
I'm gonna check it right now.
Yeah. And Ethereum, like I said, they were projecting it to be worth 300 at the end of 2020, because at the time the article was written,
It's 38,000 right now.
okay, 30. Oh, okay, that's
38.7.
So it went down a bit today.
Yeah.
But if we look at Ethereum, so Ethereum in let's say the article is probably about May, was $200,
Mm-hmm.
and they were projecting it probably would be 300 as the high in 2020, and the low would be 135, and it's now $1,600.
Wow.
Yeah, and Bitcoin is worth 4 times as much as it was
Yeah.
at that time, and so I kept reading this article, and I was like, because I always thought at $500 it was overvalued,
Right.
and then I thought at $20,000 it was overvalued, and then I was like, at 30,000 it's overvalued. I'm not gonna buy it. I was like the same with Tesla. I was like, of course I'm not gonna buy Tesla back before they split at whatever it was, 1,000 or 1,400. That's fucking stupid. Because it will take I think their earnings per share show that it would take like 1,500 years at their current profit to make that to be worth that, value.
I think the people, in my opinion, like mostly underestimated Bitcoin because it's not tangible, right? Like a lot of people who are
That's
like
right.
economics majors or experts, quite often they base things off of like how much you can get, like, or like materialistic type of like gold, the dollar, like things like that. Like those are things you can hold in your hands, like Bitcoin. But it's more about the technology behind Bitcoin that's so I guess makes it valuable. Like when we're talking about like the dollar system or gold versus Bitcoin, it's like old technology or legacy technology versus new technology.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really understand Bitcoin and the way that money can be moved around, and what's it called? It's like blockchain technology.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bitcoin uses blockchain technology. And you understand that blockchain technology is a much more superior way to move money, to manage money, to hold, like to do all that, right? Like there's nobody that's saying like, no, the way we're doing it is better than that. No,
Right.
It's decentralized. You can't be regulated. It's far superior technology. So why isn't that being more touted? Like, that's obviously the way that money's going to move, right? It's a superior tech. It's like saying like, like the electric vehicle isn't the future of transportation. Like it's like electric vehicles are much more superior than gas vehicles in almost every single way.
Right.
And saying, and so the argument is like in old legacy money versus Bitcoin, that like it's almost like the same way, right? Like why wouldn't that be the future? It's like you're denying the future in a way.
I think for 2 reasons, well, like 3, I think, is that, well, one, it's incredibly volatile.
Yeah.
So like it went down at like $1,000 today or something like that
right.
for Bitcoin. And then you have, it's not tangible, so you can't really do anything with it besides
you can buy a lot of people. You can like buy. You can use it on Amazon now, I think, right? No, you can. I know there's like a big retailer that is allowing you to do it.
Microsoft, I think, did. I think you can buy a Lamborghini with it.
You can like. There's a guy that like
drugs.
all he does is Bitcoin. He pays his rent in Bitcoin. He does like.
That's probably he probably lives in San Francisco, and that's incredibly rare. Like, I mean, you can YouTube videos where people try to, like, as a challenge, live on Bitcoin for a day.
If there's like, I think there's like $350,000 of credit card fraud that happens daily in the United States. Okay, all of that can be solved if you move that technology to blockchain, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's still hacking that occurs. I don't know at what point it occurs at.
But it's at a much lower rate because of the way the technology works. It's
Maybe.
just far superior in every way in security, right? Like there's a guy there's a guy that had like the most Bitcoin, right? And he ends up dying, and they can't get his. Obviously, he never wrote down his password, and they're never ever going to get his Bitcoin.
Yeah. But that's the other thing is, like, if somebody does get your password, then all of your Bitcoin's gone.
Yeah, but like that's the only downside.
Only downside.
That's the only downside to it.
I mean, if somebody gets your credit card, then they charge a bunch of money on your credit card, and then you tell your bank, hey, it wasn't me, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, but the way that there's hundreds of ways that you can compromise a credit card versus compromising your Bitcoin wallet.
Sure.
You know?
I agree. I mean, I think that it's probably highly unlikely that someone could get it through a transaction of Bitcoin. I don't know, but that's my point. Is like, all of that stuff is all written by humans. There's vulnerabilities every day. We see,
but the very nature of that is what make the very, like, I guess, combative notion to that. Like, it's written by humans, but the very fact that it's decentralized means that problem is now more removed from the equation of this technology. Like, the more centralized you have, the more human error can fuck with it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems, and at the end of the day, so my point about bringing up the whole article and stuff was that, so I think some analysts are saying that at the end of 2021, it will be worth, I think it was $100,000 to $200,000 per Bitcoin.
Wow.
And someone, I want to say that they were an executive or something at Tesla, not Elon Musk, because I know he's been into it recently, said that in like 2030 that he thinks it'll be worth $1 trillion. I have no idea what he's basing that on, but I think
could be
that if Bitcoin is worth $1 trillion, if it's worth $1 trillion of Bitcoin, then we have some other kind of issues going on, because we're going to have many trillionaires, because there are many billionaires,
and then
there are many
takes over.
Bitcoin billionaires and hundreds of millionaires right now from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people who have hundreds of trillions of
So let's
Bitcoins.
do that. Let's do the calculations right now.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to use the bathroom.
All right. So I'm probably going to get this wrong, but if you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin right now, that's let's see, it's worth 38,000 right now divided by 1,000. It was at 0.38 of a Bitcoin. So if it's worth, let's just say it's worth $1 million by the time Myles just said. So we do $1 million. Oop, my calculator. $1 million times 0.34. So that means that your $1,000 investment today would be worth $340,000 whenever Bitcoin hits $1 million valuation. Which, if this guy thinks it's gonna hit $1 trillion by 2030 or whatever he said, let's just say it's like 5 or 10 years from now it hits $1 million. That would be crazy. Yeah, we would have a ton of rich people. There's a whole massive community that loves Bitcoin, and it grows bigger every day. I mean, you had like Elon Musk recently changed his like profile pic to like Bitcoin or whatever.
Who's I think he's the richest man in the world now, right? I think him and Bezos
keeps fluctuating. Yeah, based on the valuation of Tesla. Right?
The richest person in the world, allegedly. I think there's supposed to be richer people like Vladimir Putin and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But if the richest person in the world, like the known richest person, supports Bitcoin, I think it's got a pretty good chance. So
wait, did
anyway,
they just score?
Kansas City got a field goal.
Oh, so it's 6-14 right now.
Yeah, so we're about to hit the halftime
now.
About a minute left.
And
so
then KC will get the ball back.
Yeah, so they got a score here, right?
KC. Well, Tampa Bay has the ball, so
You said KC will get the
KC
ball
will
back.
get the ball.
Yeah, so they need to get a
start the
score, or
half.
they just lose it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's why I started investing a bit in crypto. I think anyone else should do it so that it goes up. Actually, I had I bought a few stocks recently. I bought some marijuana stocks.
Miles is trying to pump up these stocks, everybody, by advertising them on the show.
We have enough listeners to where it'll pump it up for sure. I think I have
That's
a better
the thing. I imagine like with bigger podcasts, like for like the Joe Rogan show, like if he like advertises something like a certain stock, he can manipulate the market like 100%. So easily.
Or imagine if he like had Elon Musk on, and then before that bought Bitcoin, and then talked to Elon Musk about how good Bitcoin is.
Bitcoin's pretty cool. Everybody should pretty cool.
So I bought some marijuana stocks. I bought some a while back on Robinhood, because you can buy companies, I think, that are based in Canada.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy U.S. marijuana companies
because it's not federally legal.
Yeah. So I think there's some conflict
what
of
happens?
interest.
What happens? So Biden's like, all right, enough is enough. We're gonna legalize the marijuana stock.
That sounds exactly like him.
And then all these big marijuana companies come on. What happens to the Canadian stocks? Does that tank because now you have all these other players come in suddenly, or do they take off because they've been in the game for a little longer?
I think that a lot of I have no idea, but one of my assumption has been is that a lot of the companies are buying from, like, a lot of the dispensaries are buying from companies that are owned by Canadian or companies from other places. They're just based in Canada or wherever.
Yeah.
But they're actually serving the U.S. Kind of through the back channels where the states are okay with it, but maybe the feds
Shell
aren't.
companies, etc.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know how it works, but I do know that I invested in some companies a long time ago, back when they first came on. I don't think I made any money. I think maybe I broke even. Maybe I made a little bit of money. But in general, they kind of went down because I think what happened was, marijuana started getting legalized in some states. Obama administration was like, "Yo, we're cool with it. We're not. The Fed's gonna leave people alone. They're gonna leave the states alone." And then these companies got massive. They invested a ton of money, took on a ton of debt, because there's probably not a lot of investors who wanted to just give a bunch of money away without having a lot of like loan type investments. Insurance. And so I think they grew a little too big, and then there were some scandals in some of the companies, like, this company has rubber in their marijuana, or whatever, they're using this product, or they're not to the purity that they should be.
Yeah.
And it really hurt a lot of them. And so in general, they've been kind of going down. And then Trump got elected, and of course that wasn't good for marijuana companies, because Republicans just tend to be in general against marijuana, unless they're more libertarian, I guess. But then Biden got elected, and I had invested in some of these companies, and they were like really took off. So like one of them, it's called Village Farms International. They do something.
Interesting name for a pot company.
Yeah, Village Farms.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
Integrity Farms.
Integrity Farms. It's like a mix between what is it, the Village or whatever it's called, that diner.
Village Inn. Village Inn.
Yeah, Village Inn. Integrity Farms. Yeah. That's a South Park reference.
The owner from Village Inn was like, "I'm gonna start slinging pot."
Yeah. So
dude. The problem right now, I think it's hurt. Like, obviously, I have an opinion about pot, but like, I hear like these kids getting sick from like these like cartridges that, like, everything right now, to my understanding of what like people tell me, is like if you buy something, like an edible or something that's processed, like not something that's not like actual marijuana bud or flower.
Yeah.
It's not, and they'll say on the package, not federally regular. It would say this did not meet or pass federal FDA approval.
Right. Because it can't.
Which means it doesn't, because it's not federally legalized. Right. So it means that these companies can literally do anything they want to the products that people are consuming or smoking or inhaling without any kind of oversight.
And that's what the scary thing is. Yeah. Because, I mean, in some regard, it's better than, a teenage kid going on the street. He has a friend who knows a drug dealer, and he goes to his house. And there's the potential violence, the potential cutting of other shit in whatever he's buying. And I think like that's a huge argument for people who are saying like legalize all drugs, which I'm not like, we don't need to talk about that now, but just that's an argument, especially for the same thing for marijuana. And I think that there's enough states who have legalized it to where I think the federal government, even if they don't want to legalize it, should still regulate it.
Yeah, like the beauty of the capitalistic market is that it almost self-regulates itself in the fact that like if you have marijuana company A and it starts doing something shady, it starts hurting people, it's going to try to make its product better so that it can sell more because of customer confidence in it and everything. But at the same time, if it's doing some kind of long-term damage to people, to users, and it's not showing up, like because it's not being tested for, because there's no kind, like states, I understand that states have their own like rules of how you operate a marijuana dispensary and grow your stuff. But until the FDA can get involved in having, because FDA is pretty rigid on what it allows customers or the public to consume. There's things you need to make sure. What just happened?
Bucks just scored again.
Oh no!
It is now
6-20.
Pre extra point. Yep, 20.
Oh no!
Oh man, I want Chiefs to win because I would win more money. But
we actually cool don't really care who wins. We're just like we placed like a couple of bets.
There's a flag, so let's see. But we are from Florida. And
true.
At least I know quite a few people who are Bucks fan. Yeah. So it's cool. It's fun. Yeah. Repping the state where we came from, even though we don't want to live there and don't like it.
But honestly, like Tom Brady can.
Tom Brady. I don't know. I like him.
His deal with the devil is almost up. I think he has like one more year until like he starts. What happens when he like all of a sudden just like can't make a pass to save his life because his like devil juice ran out?
He's done. Oh, they're getting
demon juice.
That must have been on the Chiefs.
Anyway, so
I have I have the Patriots logo on my retainer.
Ew, you're so gross.
I was like a child when
I know. Anyway, like, the Patriots are good.
So. So that's a huge argument for we have the FDA. It exists to
protect the people. Use it.
Yeah.
I mean
you can still sell something even though it's not FDA approved, depending on what kind of market it is.
Depending on what kind, if it's a consumable, I think you have, like the pharmaceutical market, you have to have an FDA
maybe pharmaceutical
before it's. But that's how.
But
that's how
there are some vitamins
and
supplements and stuff you can take that are FDA approved.
Really?
Yeah. Just like marijuana. I mean, they sell marijuana without.
Yeah, I know FDA that.
Approved,
yeah, but I thought that, I don't know. I'm also a fucking idiot, so I don't know much about FDA.
Extra point 621. I have no idea either. I have heard it's pretty corrupt.
Yeah, probably. Just like any man-made institution that tries to regulate something.
So there's
a lot of money in that. Did you know that the United States is like one of 2 major first world countries that actually allow pharmaceutical commercials?
Isn't it so weird? Like, you've ever gone to your doctor and been like, hey, I want Excedrin?
Because I saw it on an ad when I was watching Children's Hospital. Like, I saw, like, who actually is like... It was like, hey, I think I saw this on Spike TV. Big dick pills.
I can
You think you can hook me up, Doc?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird.
We have Carl's Jr. commercials where these big fat juicy patties with naked ladies eating them on top of hoods of F-150s.
Yeah,
and then
you
right
have
after you have
GoDaddy.
a high cholesterol medicine commercial, like right afterwards. Like what is?
It's like when you see
so
billboards
fucked
that
up.
are like that.
What?
When you see billboards.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing.
I used to drive. So Florida is infamous, especially in the drive that we used to take from in between like college and hometown. Like there's so many billboards, and like that's one thing I noticed in Colorado is like they don't have as many billboards.
Oh, that's so true.
Right? You don't
I
drive.
haven't noticed that, but now
Yeah, you drive down like any major highway in Colorado, they don't allow these big billboards.
They don't.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
you can't
really
do it.
any, I don't think.
But when you were in Florida, you'll be like, abortion is wrong. And then like 10 minutes later, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Seek refuge. And then there's like, see Dr. Big Dick Pill today. And then there's like, vasectomy doctor.
Yeah,
like,
there is that, yeah.
It's like,
and then if you go further down the road, it's like, see big tits at exit 256.
Sexy risque cafe on exit 255.
Yeah, that's such a weird rules.
And then there's like, oh, get your Disney tickets like half off. Like I remember, do you remember those?
Yeah.
Like all the tourists driving down I-10 to I-70,
I was
like
wondering,
would see those, and they're banking on people trying to get discount tickets to Disney.
How do you get discounted tickets? That's what I want to know.
I think there's companies that will buy. They have deals with Disney where they'll buy like chunks of tickets, like mass bulk
Kinda
tickets,
like the
and then sell them at lower
hotels.com or
prices
something.
because they got they're not. Let's be clear, they're not like heavily discounted. Like you're not getting half off. You're getting maybe like $5-10
You're getting
off.
half off like the Labor Day
It's
Disney
expensive
ticket
to go
price.
now. It's like check the single day
Dude,
Disney.
I'll tell you what, as a Florida resident, because if people who don't know this, when you are a Florida resident, you get discounts to the theme parks there, including Disney.
That's right.
As a Florida resident, Sarah and I once went to Epcot, and we paid, I think it was $100 per ticket. So it's $200 for us to get in. And then while we were in Disney, so we went to Epcot, and Epcot is kind of known for their around the world area.
Yeah, they have like different countries and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So you go into the park, there's some rides at the front, there's some different things. It's kind of like the cool technology park of Disney, the utopian whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go to the back of the park, and there's all those countries back there: Canada, Mexico, the racist Mexican ride.
There's a racist Mexican ride?
Yeah, I think so. And then so you have all these countries, so you go through them, and I swear to God, you pay $100 to get into Disney, and then you go to Epcot, and then you go to the back of it, and you wait in a line to pay like $10 for like a meatball. You know, or like $20 for a margarita or something.
Yeah, it's like no secret
crazy.
that like everything in the theme parks are hella expensive.
Yeah,
it's like why food's so expensive in the airports.
right.
Yeah. Well,
So
some that's actually kind of a myth. Well, it's not a myth. Like in Denver, they cap their prices at 10% increase from street pricing. So if you go to a Subway in Denver International Airport, it's only going to be 10% more expensive, and it can't be anymore. This is very actually
That's
a pretty
interesting.
regular. There's an oversight committee for that type of thing. You have to get your prices approved and everything. Some airports don't have it, and some airports actually, I've done business in airports that you can't charge more than you charge on the street, and you have to like provide comp pricing and everything. So like when people talk about like getting a bottle of water for like $6, like you probably like live next to an airport that doesn't care about you.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever noticed that, because I think I've been to Denver's airport maybe like 20 times.
Yeah.
And
Well, everything seems fairly.
I've never noticed
priced.
it being outrageous, but I've definitely been to airports where I'm like, I feel like this
They're
should be
robbing you.
illegal.
Yeah.
Because I have to be here and I can't leave the airport.
That's like that's the theme park. So it's $109 right now to go to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. I just found that too.
And
you can get 1 to 10 day tickets.
Yeah,
Who
so
goes for 10 days?
that doesn't seem too bad though. Like I don't know if you ever been to Disney. Like I don't know. There's something that Disney's very good at emulating different realities. Like I feel like when I go to Disney, that I maybe it's just me speaking from like my childhood experiences, but like you feel like you're in a different world. Like and everybody's playing a character. Like all the employees and staff, like their employees are. It's like they're. I think when you get hired, you have to go to the casting center. That's what it's called. It's like it's almost like they treat it like you're playing. Like when you're working there, you're playing a character in the Disney universe that they've like established.
Right.
And so like I don't know, $100 to go and experience that. I don't know if that's.
I think
like you got to clear. Like I don't know how much they're profiting off of their theme parks, but like I gotta assume it's a hefty price to keep those afloat.
I would think so too, especially right now, this past year, that they lost a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, I was always in awe of how, especially with, all the resorts, all the different
it's
parks,
like an ecosystem.
the buses, the trams, just the whole thing, the whole ecosystem was really cool. And I think growing up in Florida, where we could go every few weekends or every month or whatever it was, and we would go and we had 3 days to spend there, so we could go in the evening if we wanted, we could go in the morning, midday, whatever, when the crowds weren't there. That's a lot of a better experience than I think.
I think it's halftime. I think it's halftime right now.
I think it is too.
Yeah. We're about to see The Weeknd, folks.
Is that his song?
Yeah.
The Weeknd?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I was talking to Michael Butler earlier, and he was like, he's like, I feel like Weeknd's not that big of a star.
I know, it's like the same thing.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
He's actually like the number one artist on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that the Blinding Light, was it what it's called? That song?
Light.
What's that big song he has? Shit, that's gonna.
I'm sure I've heard all of his big songs.
By light. Now I can't feel them.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's his.
It's like the number one. It's like it had like the most streams on Spotify last year. I think.
I don't know. I don't really know the artist.
He's kind of like a sleeper artist. Like you don't realize how big he is. He's pretty big.
That's true. Maybe it's because he doesn't do a bunch of stupid shit like a lot of other people do.
He had this thing where he was doing fake plastic surgery, a stunt. So he had this music video for some new music he put out.
I saw that.
And do you see that? Where like he looked real bad.
Yes.
And
he did it on purpose, right?
He did it on purpose,
Yeah.
but all the media outlets were like reporting as if he was, and I think they did it on purpose. Like there's got to be like some PR for the Weeknd going like, hey, this is what he looks like now. Put it out. And like they were reporting like this is like he got this done, and then it was real bad, but it was just a publicity
That's interesting.
stunt. Yeah.
I haven't been into pop culture lately, I guess.
Wow.
But
what are you doing, bro?
I don't know. Disney, it's a pretty magical place. I think when you're a kid, it's a lot better. When you're an adult and you go there and you pay a lot to get in, and then you stand in lines to get overpriced food, and you might get in like 3 rides after you're experiencing other things, doing the rides, and then at the end of the day, you're just kind of like, why did I come here?
Yeah.
Why did I come here? But I think as a family, if you're going there as a family and you're going there for a week, you're spending a week there. You got all the tickets. You're spending thousands of dollars to go. But if you've never gone and your kids are going, it's a fun experience, I think.
Yeah, but
I don't regret it at all.
I hear people talk about standing in lines that are like 3 hours long, and I'm like, dude, I won't stand 5 minutes in line to get a fucking sub from Qdoba or a burrito.
We went past what's the popular coffee chain?
Dutch Bros. Dutch Brothers.
Yeah. We went.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, we passed it today, and so we were like, "Oh, let's get it," because we haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
And we first off we circled the parking lot for a few times because we were like, "Do we want it? Do we want it?" And then finally we got in the line, and then we were like, "Oh, fuck this."
You didn't get it?
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Long. I would say the line was probably shorter than Chick-fil-A.
Like Chick-fil-A, like right now, it doesn't do any indoor like service. They just do it the outdoor. So like. Worse. Dutch Brothers is actually doing it indoors. So if you went in, we
didn't know because the open sign looked like it should light up, but it wasn't, and so we weren't sure if we could go in, so we just didn't.
It's pretty good.
What is
like,
good to get there though? Because we weren't even sure.
anything. They have the nitros. They have all the
Oh,
cold
really?
brews, the hot
Okay.
coffees. They have like lattes, like they have like
Is there
everything
just
you want.
is there just their drip coffee is good?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I enjoy it. It tastes great black. I enjoy just about anything I got in there. I've gotten it like half a dozen times. It's pretty good. And the line moves fairly quickly. But I'll tell you
Yeah.
what is more spectacular than the coffee is their service is like light years ahead of any like coffee QSR restaurant, like anything. Like you get in line and they're asking you about your day. Like they're
Really?
like, yeah, they're like, what are you up to today? What's going on? Like, and they're like overly friendly. It almost feels like weird. Like, is there a guy in the back like with a gun telling you like you need to... It's almost like when you go to Chick-fil-A
Yeah, you
and they're
slip
like,
them a
my
note.
pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Slip them a note and you're like,
yeah,
hey,
like,
okay.
like nod twice if you're held hostage. No, like they know who to hire for what position, and they have a rigid. I expect this to be, and actually the company I work for is we're talking to them, to like do business with them, but like it's such a elevated experience from like what I'm used to going to like a Starbucks
Yeah.
or like
Do you think they pay their employees more than the average?
probably, I would assume. I mean,
I feel like I tend to find that the places like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or
Mhm.
wherever, they seem to have more positive employees. I
yeah.
think it usually comes down to what they're being paid.
I think it's just the company culture in general.
Yeah.
I mean, and
How you're treated.
yeah, you're paid. I'm sure you're paid well.
Right.
Like you're fairly compensated.
Right.
There's an expectation of when you're hired of like what the role is probably up front. Like, hey, you're engaging with customers, so here's our philosophy on customer experience.
Mhm.
And you know, and you probably go through a 2-week training program. I mean, like when you go to a Shake Shack, like the person managing that Shake Shack has to go through like 12 weeks of training.
12 weeks.
12 weeks of
Wow,
training.
I think I got 1 week training.
And you go and you do like a couple weeks at this store, you do a couple weeks at that store, and by the end of it, you live and breathe the philosophy of that concept.
Interesting.
And so, and that is like, that's how you successfully run a brand and keep the integrity of that brand throughout a company that has like hundreds of stores. Is like you train your employees from the beginning the way, kind of like the scripture of the way you do things.
Yeah.
And that ensures like longevity of your brand and
Right.
consistency. When you go to a Shake Shack, your experience is going to be the same wherever you go. Las Vegas to New York to Colorado to Orlando, whatever. Like you're going to have a burger that tastes like a Shake Shack burger, and it's going to be delivered to you by a guy that's preaching the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Still, there has to be some kind of incentive there, because I know even in I mean, like the company I work for, I think is a pretty good company, like very employee centric company. They kind of promote like doing the right thing, even in like a free market. And there's still people in the company who, you know, aren't maybe the best people, and they're always complaining and this and that. So I would imagine still in those companies you have people who are just like, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like nice to the customer today. I have a hangover, or I having a bad day, or whatever. My family is something wrong with my family. I don't know. But I give props to those places that have that consistency. It's pretty crazy. I guess good management. I don't know.
It comes from the top down, I think.
Yeah.
I think Dutch Brothers originated in Portland, I think.
Who? Antifa.
No, I think I mean, in general, the new way of doing things is to cater more to your employee than you do to your customer sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've said this before, but like if you are in the business of relying on a large number of people to operate your business, you are no longer a X business. If you sell computers, you're no longer a computer business. You're a person business. Right. You're a business that manages people that just so happens to sell computers, right? Yeah. Because without the people doing the legwork, and we talked about this, this podcast will probably come out like the week after Super Bowl. So a couple podcasts later, there's the podcast where we talk about the Regnum Christi cult, right? Yes. Like, they're not a cult of God. They're not peddling God. They're peddling people to do the work. Right. And there's no exception to like businesses. Like Starbucks is a people business. They are training people to peddle coffee. Without the experience of the Starbucks experience cannot be done without people, right? Yeah. Unless you have like automated machines, then your business model shifts a little bit. Yeah. But you're in the business of like people. Without people, the biggest commodity in the capitalist market is not data. It's not computers. It's not goods. It's people.
Right. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. I don't know.
Without Tom Brady, the NFL would not be the NFL.
You're right about that though, because I mean, there would be someone else. There would probably be someone else, but maybe not. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, obviously there would be someone else, but that just speaks to the
because
the
there's
argument,
always
right? It's people. It's people. People make things. People propel businesses. People sell things. It's all about the people. And the more that these big companies understand it's more about the people than it is what they're selling, the more things they will sell. I mean, there's a in the restaurant industry, there's a guy named Danny Meyer. He's a big New York restaurateur, and this was kind of like his philosophy was like, treat your people well, and they will treat your guests well in the restaurant, and that in turn is a organic like profitable circle.
Right. Yeah, I mean but like people often become disgruntled easily, so you have to continue. It's a continuous business. It's not like, up front we give you this and then you sell stuff or you do whatever, you do things well.
It's the reason why a lot of these new companies, when you start to work for them, or they give you a share of the company.
Yeah.
Yes. They were, when they're like, hey, our benefits are this, our health benefit this. We also give you like $17,000 in shares. Right. That's because like they want you to feel motivated when every day you go to work, you're like, I'm not working for them. Right. I'm working for myself.
Yeah. And exactly that point. And I've always argued that the last company I worked for, I had asked my management about stock shares. And I was like, there's got to be something. Like most big corporations, I worked for a big corporation. I was like, most big corporations or we'll give it at like a discount or whatever. Option, and then a lot of startups just give it to you as a benefit. And I was like, there's got to be something. And their excuse was that if we give it to our employees at a discount, then it devalues the price. I was like, no, fuck, that's such idiots.
That's such a lame answer. Yeah, that's the generated answer that came from CEO.
Yeah, of course.
That they're like, oh, hey, we have Myles asking.
Yes. Yeah. But that's like that kind of thinking is very, very, very short-sighted, and that tells you that company is on a very short-term path to make that CEO and that C-level people look lots good. And the investors to make a lot of money very quickly. And that's exactly what happened. And then even in my current company, like they don't do it as well. They don't give out shares, and we're a smaller company, kind of startup-y. And I think it's a negative. I think that they treat the employees well, they do a lot of good things, and I'm happy to work for them, and I'll work my butt off. But I'll tell you, I'll work a little harder if I knew that like if the company does better, then I do better.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like there's a lot of technology jobs out there. I could work in so many different places. If I lost my job today, I could get another one. That's just the way the market is for me right now. You know?
It was funny. I was watching a TikTok. You know those TikToks where they were like, "Tell me you're this without telling me you're this,"
Yeah.
and it was, "Tell me you're a millennial without telling me you're a millennial." And the guy, and then the stitched video response was, "If I want to quit my job, I'll quit it tomorrow." Like I'm not one of these like 30-year veterans that was gonna stick it out with you forever and ever because it's like if I don't like the way things are happening, I'm leaving.
It's good.
And that's kind of the way that like that's the attitude in the job market right now is I want to work in a place that makes me feel valued, that makes me feel like I have a purpose.
Right.
And if you don't supply your employees with those two things, your retention rate is going to go through the roof.
Or you get unions. And unions suck for big corporations.
Yep.
Exactly. Like boomers and previous generations like to make fun of millennials because they're entitled and stuff, but at the same time, it gives a lot more power to the employees. There's probably faults in every generation, but I think it's like that's actually how it is in a lot of industries right now. It's like treat the employees right and do the right thing. If you, like there were thousands of people working for Google in the previous years who protested Google.
They actually started a union.
Yeah, for accepting contracts for like certain AI and defense contracts and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's the power of the employees. Like you're working for the company, you're all kind of going towards the common goal. It's not just the investors anymore. It's not just the executives anymore. It's everyone as a whole. It's the whole company. And if you want to be a company where you have that turnover and you don't really care who's working for you, you just need the work done, that's one thing. And you don't, you can shit on the employees. But if you want people to work for you for a long time, if you want your company to be successful and do well, then give the power to the employees and then give the employees what they want.
It's like it's almost as if the older generations didn't realize how much power they wield, that they were at the will of the capitalistic market, like they were working for it, and instead now these newer generations, there's so many of us, like we are the reason why this economic engine of the United States works. Like it's us, and also so we should have more power. We should have more power and say on how we get treated, the benefits we have, the choices, like the freedoms that we have in the market. And the more that the people can realize that they have more freedom and power, the more that the capitalistic market starts to work for us rather than us working for them.
Right. Yeah. And another thing is that
what a millennial thing to say.
I know, exactly. There's a lot of millennial stuff right now, so people are going to be fucking pissed. But a lot of people also complain about how the millennials feel entitled because they get into a job and then suddenly they think that they should be CEO. And
there's that.
And what I have to say about that is that companies will take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And you should do the same exact thing back to them. If you have the leverage to put yourself into a higher position or make more money, use it 100%, because that same company will do the same thing to you to keep you making less money or staying in a lower position for longer and working harder to think that you're going to make more money. 100%. Every company will do that.
Yeah.
And so I think people are woke and they realize that a lot of companies, that's just how our society works. I don't think there's an issue with it. It's just money. Like people want to make money. Companies are run by money. How else can they be run unless they're charities? Even charities are run by money. You do things. A donor gives you money because either they're just a really, really good person, which is pretty rare, or they're gonna get something out of it.
Yeah.
Tax benefits, whatever it is. Like they're gonna get something out of it, and you're probably going to have to do something for them at some point.
Yeah.
So
I gotta pee real quick. I'll be right back. Now you have to go on another tangent about this.
You guys should just fast forward for the next minute. But we're actually at halftime, so I guess that's The Weeknd. I actually don't know who that is. I didn't really. Is that his real name, The Weeknd? So would his first name be and then the last name be Weekend, or is that kind of just a you know, just a name that he uses for his music? I don't know. I'm not really sure. But beside the point, it's over now. We missed it. None of you guys can see it because we don't have any TVs for you to see. But I saw the whole thing. So we had Alicia Keys, something Verizon episode of commercials is on now. Super Bowl's going well. We have the Bucks up. I think it's 21-6. Kansas City has scored 3 field goals, not a touchdown yet. However, the Bucks have scored 3 touchdowns. They've gotten the extra point every time. So I don't know. Not looking good for Kansas City. Not looking good for a lot of people probably because the odds were very heavy favoring Kansas City. But we'll see how things go in the second half. I mean, things could totally change. Tampa Bay could have been running their heart out in the first half. They could be really tired now. There's a lot of times there's a shift after the first half. You know, people, they go into the locker room, the coaches talk to them, they say, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you're doing right. Kansas City could come out and say, hey, time to fuck up the Bucks, you know? And then Tom Brady breaks a leg. You know, literally breaks a leg, and then the game's over after that. You know?
What happens if some guy that gets, like, he goes all, like, Oswald on them and runs into the locker room, breaks Tom Brady's leg? Like, what happens? Like, seriously, what happens to the game? Did they go, oh shit, we still have to play the game?
So,
or like canceled, postponed, says we have this incident, this terrorist incident.
Imagine if you bet $100 million on like on the Bucks to win because they're the underdog, and then you pay.
They're barely the underdog though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but you're gonna make more money,
yeah.
And then you pay somebody like, so you're betting $100 million. And then you pay somebody like $20 million to break Mahomes' leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that guy, he probably gets sued. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not really sure. What happens?
Yeah, I don't know. Either situation A is they come out and say there's been a terrorist incident. Somebody broke into the locker room and invaded the Kansas City capital. People, and we're going to officially shut this down. The thing is, like, there's so much money riding on this game that it's hard to say that they would not carry on.
So would you just... Well, that's the thing is, like, do you refund everyone everything?
What, the betting?
Yeah.
Well, that's how it usually happens. Like, if a game gets canceled because of COVID or postponed or weather delayed, your bet's nullified and you get your money back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh. It's not like, oh, we have it now.
Interesting.
That's the house edge goes up.
That's probably what
you can manipulate things. So you could start like putting in like weather cells that cause like rain, lightning, and stuff.
For sure. I don't know how you do that, but
that's some grand conspiracy shit.
That is. Anyway, yeah, I had some notes here.
Well, oh no, you prepared for this?
Yeah.
Wow. What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. I had Obama on here for some reason.
Obama.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, you don't. You just wanted to do a quick shout out. I wanted to talk about. So, quick service restaurants like Panera, fast food restaurants, McDonald's, Taco Bell, they've actually been thriving during the pandemic for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like mostly to go, drive through, fast. You don't get served or waited on.
Yeah, I heard sushi restaurants are doing really good too.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
A lot of people are taking sushi to go.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Good for them.
I've eaten sushi a lot.
A lot of people are like, there's like the like, oh, so you should support your local restaurants. Like, yeah, dude, I get Chick-fil-A every other day. Like, dude, you're not doing anything for your community. Chick-fil-A is a massive organization out of Atlanta.
Plus, they hate gay people.
And they hate gay people. They've doubled their profits from last year. Like, they're good.
Oh, speaking of Chick-fil-A, what's his name from Barstool?
Yeah, El Presidente.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his actual name?
I don't know.
I just forgot.
I just called him El
Anyway, El
Presidente.
Presidente. He did a taste test with Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, and Popeyes
Yeah.
chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he said that Popeyes and Wendy's were like pretty similar, and then he said that Chick-fil-A was like the like
bee's knees.
way out of the league of the
Yeah.
other two,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting.
It's good.
I would say
I
that
like
about
it a lot.
I mean, I haven't had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich in a really long time.
Yeah.
But what from what I can remember, it's okay. So
A lot of my friends are diehard Chick-fil-Aers, and they're like, I get it every week. I do this, and I'm like,
Every week?
dude, I get it maybe once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. The chicken's good, but
I don't think I've had it in like
dude,
2 years.
Plus, you have to wait in line now because like they don't do any inside, so it's all outside, and so there's always like that double line like drive through that you go through, and it's always like 50 cars long, and I'm like, I mean, it's just chicken, dude. Like I don't understand
my question
it.
is, okay, so maybe it's just a customer service thing, but why do they have someone stand out there and then instead of just building another like ordering system thing?
Yeah, I think because labor's cheaper than that, the investment.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing really good. They're doing really, really well.
Huh.
Guys, if you want to have a restaurant to go back to, stop buying Chick-fil-A. Start buying like the sit-down restaurant to go stuff.
Yeah.
Because like those guys are the real people that are suffering.
Yeah,
I can't
for
speak to
sure.
Florida like the places that have like full open, but here in Colorado it's like 25% capacity on the inside. Like these people are barely hanging on by like strings.
Yeah.
Like and they're a lot of times like restaurants lose money.
Right.
So and then add COVID to this, there's no way like like the restaurant landscape is going to be radically changed.
Yeah.
So like stop buying Chick-fil-A and start buying other things that like your local one-off mom and pops, because they're really the guys that need the money more.
We went to a rock gym today.
Yeah.
They have a lot of those now.
Yeah.
But basically, that's just where like you either, like a typical rock wall, you strap in, you climb up the wall, and then you drop
get
down.
your strap-ons.
Or strap-ons, or no harness, and then there's like a 10-foot wall, and you climb up that in a weird way. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's called bouldering. We went there today, and
Wow, I feel like you're mansplaining to me right now.
well, I was just telling the good people of the
Okay.
internet. Yeah. I know you know what it is. So Sarah and I went there today, and we just did the bouldering component of it, and there were 2 other people doing it at the same time as us, like just for a little bit, and then they left. But in general, it was pretty empty. And even on a Sunday, I feel like it should have been a little more full. And while I was there, I was just thinking like how badly they must be doing. Which I thought they would be doing a little better now. I thought maybe more people would be doing indoor stuff, but it still seemed pretty empty. And so then it made me think about, that would be so horrible if it was your dream to be a small business owner. You finally opened your business last year, and in January or the year before, or the year before that, because it takes at least a few years to become profitable. And you just started, and then COVID hits, and there was the PPP, there was some assistance and stuff, but I can't imagine that would have gone very far. And
you need a
screwed.
solid 10 years to be profitable with a restaurant. Like a solid
with a
10
restaurant.
years. Like unless you're like crazy phenomenon, like you find a space, say they're leasing a space in a shopping mall or whatever, like a strip mall.
Yeah.
You put it in there, you build it out. Say you put in like $2 million to build it out, and that's $2 million is kind of cheap on the cheaper end to build out a restaurant, unless it's you're taking over another
What's
restaurant.
costing so much?
The equipment, your hood, your
Grills.
all the grills, the refrigerator. You have to have a walk-in freezer.
Right.
I mean, you think in that thing, like you look at your refrigerator and your home, and that's like $3,000.
Right.
Imagine one that you can walk into that's like the size of your guest bedroom or whatever.
So maybe
I mean, these things are
100,000.
expensive. I mean, and they're only getting more expensive, and they have long lead times. So you're looking at like $2.5 million to build out And that's like a quick service restaurant. Don't even get me started with like a full service restaurant. I mean, you could be looking at like $4 million.
Yeah.
So
even if you're buying it from someone, you're paying.
And restaurants with food costs, and a restaurant is a labor-driven business. You need people to run the restaurant. If you're a sit-down restaurant, so you're looking at, if you are lucky and you are really running your food costs like at a really low like level, you're looking at best case scenario 15% profit margin on your business. Okay. So you have to recoup all their build out costs. So let's just say like you have a $4 million build out cost for a restaurant. You're looking at a 15% margin, and say your restaurant is like doing, let's just say $10,000 a week. Okay. So that's 10,000 times 52 weeks. You're looking at $500,000 a year. Okay. That's gross sales.
This before you even pay anyone.
This is so you're so 15% of $500,000. Let's just do 500.
Oh, sales. Okay.
1,000 times 0.515. You're looking at $75,000 profit.
Wow.
Okay. So let's just say it's $4 million.
It's like paying off your loan for the year.
Divided by what did I say? 75,000. It would take you like 53 years to pay that off.
Not even
with interest. Like if
interest.
you have to take out a loan for that.
Right.
Like restaurant, like 80% of restaurants fail within the first couple of years. It's because they can't be profitable enough to maintain their loan payments to pay off the build out cost.
Right. And then
it's a really risky
loss,
business to get into. Now introduce COVID into the equation. I mean, it's not great. That industry is fucked. Like unless you're like in a special situation where you have a influx of customers constantly, I mean it's not a great example. So, I mean you have Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell like doing really great because it's fast, it's to go, and it's what people could cling on to during pandemic. Not that I'm suggesting you should eat Chick-fil-A because it's probably not great for your health, but what I'm trying to say is, maybe trying to, go to your full service restaurants. More often than
when I worked at
Chick-fil-A.
When I worked at Subway, back in high school, that was sometime after the recession and stuff. And I think there was some days where they would make like $300 in sales.
Yeah,
which is like barely enough to, I don't think that's even enough to pay the employees to work there for the day. And so I think that like this time could even potentially be worse than the Great Recession, because back then people still had the choice to go eat. Maybe a lot of people couldn't afford it, but they could. But now it's like some places had to be closed.
Yeah.
Or they just can't even open enough to have enough people come in to be profitable.
Yeah. And in the states that are closing and opening and then closing and then opening, like they don't realize like the amount of food you need to order for the week or just to get yourself up and running. Right. It's like tens of thousands of dollars to do that. Like every time you try to.
What do you do with the, because you usually order food for the week or the couple weeks or whatever for your business, right?
Yeah, you usually get suppliers coming in like every couple days to make deliveries.
Oh, it's every couple days?
Yeah. Depending on the operation,
So it would be fine to where they could close. They're going to be closing in a few weeks, so then you'd go through your stock. You wouldn't have like thousands of dollars worth of food.
Depending, like, I don't know, if you have that one thing you order because you have blue crab quesadillas on your menu,
so you might still have
order
stuff.
blue crab just for that.
I see.
And in order to make it profitable, you have to order X amount of blue crab, and then you have to close all of a sudden because your governor tells you have to. And then you have all this blue crab going to waste. I mean,
that's the other thing is, whenever our government makes this decision to close, whether it's a local government, federal government, to close something, I think a lot of people don't understand that we as a society have elected our officials who have decided to make that choice. And so that choice comes with all the repercussions of, we now have to pay for all of the damages that will be done.
Yeah.
It's not fair to a business to say, you're not allowed in America, you're not allowed to serve your customers, but not compensate them for all of the business that they've lost. We have to do that. And we haven't.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It would cost the country many trillions of more dollars to do that. And the result is that businesses are going to close. People are going to lose their money. They're going to default on their loans. It's just going to happen.
Yep. We're in for a shaky next year. One thing I thought was funny was like all these like to go like fat, like, so like Panera has like those little bins, you know, when you order Panera and they put like, they prepare your meal.
Yeah.
And then you go in and it's like in your own little cubby and you like grab your food and leave.
Right.
Like what's stopping? Like,
I think about that every time.
To like grab their food and go. Like literally I walked in, I ordered from Noodles and Company. Mm-hmm. And they just have all the bags like sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not like saying like, can I check your ID? Can I see like have any kind of proof that you're actually Chase?
Yeah.
Like, and I just grab it and I leave. I don't talk to anybody. Yeah. I'm minding my own business. It's great for me. I mean, I actually ordered it and paid for it. But like, imagine like if you're hungry, you're homeless, you could just literally walk and you don't look like, you know, like sketchy. You can walk in there and grab food and nobody's going to say anything. Yeah. Like how much of that is actually happening like out there? I wonder.
I wonder that every single time I pick up something like that. And the other thing that you can do, even at the places where you have to like tell them your name. Yeah. You just give them a common name like
John
for Sarah or John or Michael. Yeah. And if they're like, oh, we don't have one, and be like, oh, that's weird.
Shit, it must be none of my
I ordered from the other one.
Yeah.
And then you leave.
It's like, oh, the guy's a dumbass.
Yeah, that is so easy. And I mean, from all the times that I've ordered that way, only one time where we've had an issue where we've gone up and it just wasn't there, and then we showed them like we ordered it, and they made it. Yeah, I think it was at Starbucks.
Yeah.
But Starbucks. Mobile order thing can be kind of sketchy sometimes.
Do you like Starbucks?
I do. I like they have, so food wise, I don't really like the food except for they have that I think it's the Beyond, or maybe it's the Impossible. I
think it's Beyond.
Whatever. One of the Beyond fake meats sausage sandwiches. It's fucking good. Yeah. Because I don't eat meat, but even if I did, sausage sandwiches, I feel like the sausage always has something like a piece of sand or rock in it that you like bite down and you're like, what the hell is this? And then you're spitting it out. I'm not a fan. Yeah. Anyway, it's always perfect. There's never something nasty about the meat.
It kind of looks gross though.
It doesn't look gross. Tastes good.
No, it looks gross. I saw it.
It tastes like a better sausage.
Does it have egg on it and stuff?
Yeah.
Is it just like a sausage?
Yeah, I think
it looks like something.
Like egg and cheese.
I can promise you that when they got that, it was in a package, like a plastic wrap package, frozen, and then they put it in a Turbo Chef and they heat it up and they give it to you.
They do it right in front of you.
It's fucking gross. Just like everything at Panera, like if you get a sandwich from Panera, it literally comes in a plastic sleeve and they open it up and they Turbo Chef it and give it to you. It tastes gross.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna get it. That's not something I look forward to where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get the Starbucks this weekend.
I think you do.
When I have to get out of the house quickly, like when we're going snowboarding or something, I'll get it because I know that I'm not gonna get McDonald's because that's fucking disgusting.
It's gross. Yeah. And you're like doing an activity after. Every time I eat McDonald's, like about 90 minutes afterwards, I feel like I lost 80% of my energy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that was how I think
when you get older. When you get older, that is more exacerbated. There you go. Yeah. We've been drinking. In fact, I need to get another. You want me to top you off?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's good. It's good. And then So that's really the only thing I'll eat from Starbucks, and then their drinks. Starbucks is wildly inconsistent, and that's the one critique I have about Starbucks. If you go to one Starbucks to another, you can have a completely different drink, and sometimes it's so bad that I'll throw it away, and I've wasted $4 or $5 for a specialty drink like a flat white or a cappuccino or something. Yeah, I've had that bad of Starbucks before, and it's really disappointing.
How do you fuck up a coffee?
I know. Because I can make better ones at my house. I don't understand it. I don't understand with a company like that, how a coffee company who uses the same beans, the same machines, how you can mess something up that badly, but it happens.
So this entire episode, you guys don't know this, but we've had beer cheese in this little crock pot container. It's been sitting right behind Miles on the bar, and my lovely wife made it, and it's just been sitting there, and now she's like, can I have some? She's been like texting me and stuff.
Oh, she wants some?
She wants some.
Did she not get any?
She didn't get any.
What?
Yeah. Do you want to take some?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and take it. We're not eating it, so we'll eat it after this, but
yeah, it looks delicious.
It's very Super Bowl-y.
Yeah.
Of a dish, beer cheese.
Unfortunately, it's really hard to eat and talk at the same time.
It's actually not really good for our audience to be like, so Miles, beer cheese.
Yeah.
What do you think about
good.
Starbucks?
Yeah.
Wildly inconsistent, right?
While you're trying to swallow it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but anyway, so yeah, Starbucks not always consistent. It sucks, but
Yeah.
But if you find a Starbucks, in fact, I think I've had gone to more Starbucks where the coffee's been bad than I have where I've gotten it and I've loved it.
There's an easy thing that you can do. It's called making your own coffee at home.
No.
Because most of the coffee I make at home is like 10 times better than what I'm gonna get at Starbucks.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, not maybe.
Maybe in your town,
Subjectively
you
speaking,
have shitty baristas.
There's like 3 Starbucks within driving distance.
Anyway, so I enjoy a good flat white. Do you know what a flat white is? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I didn't know about it until like 2 years ago. I had it for the first time.
It's like milk and it's like a latte.
Yeah, so it's a latte, so it's 3 shots.
Yeah.
And by the way, Starbucks drinks mostly are like their version of a drink. Like if you get a macchiato, it's not like a real macchiato.
Yeah, it's like the Starbucks macchiato, the one they perfected that they can make thousands of units across the world. Yeah, very easily.
But if you ever go to like a homegrown coffee shop and you order a macchiato, you're usually getting like this little tiny. I think a macchiato is like a double shot with a little bit of milk, I think.
Yeah, it's like a latte, but a little bit different.
Yeah, at Starbucks. Yeah.
No, but like everywhere
in general. Yeah, but it's like tiny. It's like this big.
It's like
having an espresso. Anyway, so
I'm gonna look it up for the definition.
So the flat white, I think it's 3 shots of espresso and then milk. And when they make it right.
Yeah.
And there's not too much milk and there's not too much of something nasty that they put in it. It's really, really, really good. I like it a lot.
A Dunkin', which recently removed the donuts from their name. Did you know that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just called Dunkin'. They have a whole article on their blog called "What is a Macchiato?" I'm sure it has some kind of Dunkin' twist on it, but
yeah.
To create a beautifully layered iced macchiato, we pour cold milk over ice, topped with 2 shots of espresso.
Pause.
Yeah.
So Buccaneers scored again. Kansas City got another field goal.
Damn it. All they can do is do field goals. So they're down 19 points.
Dude,
not good.
I think overrated.
I think Tampa Bay may have this, which means I did not win any money.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't bet on. I bet all on KC.
No, you won the touchdown.
Oh yeah, I did win that. What did I win?
Was it $10?
$10, yeah. Oh,
you could bet 20. Up to 50. I think it was.
No, that's for new users. I won
okay.
$10, so it means I lost $10. Yeah. Well, if KC does not win,
Oh, so I'm gonna win if Bucks win. I'll win
$10.
I'll win 123, 22, something like that.
Take that to the bank.
Oh, intercepted! But there's a flag. There's a flag. So Kansas City just threw it. Bucks caught it. They're still celebrating right now, even though there's a flag. Maybe they don't know it, or it was on Kansas City. We'll see. But probably on Bucks.
So this just sounds like a latte. It's like cold milk over ice, topped with 2 shots of espresso.
Yeah.
That's a latte, bro.
Yes. So usually,
And it has foam on
like
it.
a legit one is the 2 shots of espresso, which is usually like this much coffee.
Yeah.
And then they put a small amount of milk in it.
Yeah.
But if you go to like Starbucks or you go to
Yeah,
Dunkin' Donuts, it will be like full.
Yeah,
It'll be like a cup full. Yeah.
Because when you order a grande, you get a grande.
Right.
Yeah.
But a latte at a normal coffee shop is like a actual latte.
Yeah.
It's like the full drink,
Yeah.
where it has like the single shot in it, and then it has a lot of milk in it.
Mhm.
The same with a cappuccino. Cappuccino's similar, except I think they foam the milk differently or something like
Right.
that. And then, but yeah, basically, if you're going to Starbucks, macchiato, latte, kind of the same thing, just different number of shots.
Mhm.
Even when you go to a coffee shop, sometimes if you get like a large latte, they'll put like 2 or 3 shots in it. So you're basically getting a macchiato at Starbucks or a flat white.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, but we get
I'm not into it.
iced flat white. That's a good one. I don't know about the hot.
And how much is that?
5.
That's expensive,
something.
man.
guess.
They're just
Is it?
making. Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
And then recently we got an espresso.
Dude, you can buy a whole bag of coffee for that much.
Nasty coffee.
Nasty coffee?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nasty
I don't know.
Nasty
There's
coffee.
some good coffee out there for $5.
Nasty coffee that was harvested by
You
child
sound like
labor.
a white privileged piece of shit.
I mean,
I can
everyone
only
enjoys
drink-
their thing.
dude, Starbucks. Is,
I like coffee. I drink
if
it every
Starbucks
morning.
if Starbucks is your
I'm not saying I like
baseline
Starbucks.
for good coffee, then
just
you're
said-
fucked up, bro.
I just said that they're inconsistent and usually not good. But I like that. I like that type of drink.
for
But
$5.
I just bought the Nespresso.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
That's basically a Keurig, except the pods are meant to be espressos, while the K cups or the Keurig are meant to be like coffees,
Yeah.
or American coffees. And so we buy these capsules, and if you buy, so they come in different sizes. The smallest is a single espresso.
Yeah.
There's a double.
Yeah.
There's a between a double espresso and a coffee size that has like just normal caffeine content. I don't know what it's for, but people do it. And then you have a regular cup of coffee, and then you have a large cup, and then you have a carafe. Like you can do a carafe size.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a half carafe. And the large one is disgusting. It just tastes like coffee, and you pay more for it. So I'm like, I might as well buy the $5 bag of coffee and brew that.
Yeah.
The regular coffee size one, pretty good, actually. I make that, and I pour some milk in it, and it comes out good. The espresso is delicious, though.
Okay.
Yeah. You can take the espresso and pour milk over it, and it's really good as like a cappuccino or a latte type drink, or you can just drink it by itself, and it's delicious.
I feel like
They're like a between like an espresso will be like 80 cents, 90 cents,
Yeah.
and then the coffees.
How much money
will be
was
like
that
$1.
thing?
We got it on Black Friday, so it's like $110.
Yeah. Are the pods expensive?
Yeah, so they're like 80 cents for an espresso, and then
Yeah.
the coffees, like regular coffee size, will be like $1 to $1 pretty much for like the regular, and then you can get specialty ones.
For the quality, it's not that bad compared to like going to Starbucks.
It's like you will kind of get the quality of Starbucks, basically, yeah, and
Kind of
for cheaper, yeah. Like you may, I mean,
Dude,
you can't
the
make
Starbucks isn't like selling you some secret fucking coffee
I
that
know.
tastes good.
What I'm saying
it's
is like
you can buy Starbucks
yeah,
coffee.
yeah, but Starbucks has like they grind it fresh. They have the
You
different.
can do the same thing.
Yeah, you can do that.
They're literally
Right.
using the same coffee that you can get in the bags at fucking Walmart.
Yeah, right. No, I get that, but they like drip coffee, yes.
Yeah, drip coffee.
But like all their specialty coffees, they have other things that they put in it, like
what?
their frappuccinos.
Yeah, what about it?
Like they have, like it's like you. People try to mimic it,
Yeah.
but like they have the secret sauce that they put in. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So like
yeah.
it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like basically just as good. So when you're paying,
So it's more about the flavor than quality.
right. So when you're
Yeah.
paying $4 for a latte,
Yeah.
or whatever, I think it's like $4. Versus, if you're doing a double shot, it's probably, I think they're like $1.20 for a double shot espresso for
Got it.
Nespresso, and then you might put in like 5 cents.
That's not
of
too
milk.
bad for a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
$1.20.
Yeah, it's not. If you're gonna be doing regular brew coffee, then it's a ripoff because you're really paying
It's
a
not
lot
that
more.
expensive though. There, if you get regular drip, right? It's like $3 for like a iced coffee. Of course, they don't sell iced coffee
No,
anymore. They only sell you cold brew.
with an espresso.
Isn't that crazy how iced coffee just went out the window?
Did it?
Yeah.
They don't sell it anymore.
No.
What?
Yeah, it's just cold brew now.
Really?
It's like yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't
and they sell you at cold brew. So I just when you go to a coffee shop now, the whole thing is like it's not iced coffee. It's not like coffee and then you put ice in it
Yeah.
and then it's iced coffee. It's cold brew.
Yeah.
So they brew it like
because
in a
it's
special
better.
way.
Because it's better.
Yeah, it's better, but like they charge you more.
Of
so
course,
they
of
use the same amount of coffee they use in the hot
but
drip
it's
coffee,
but
it's,
they make it different though.
yeah, they make it different. Yeah,
Because I think it's more expensive because you're talking about like you're making drip coffee, putting it on ice.
yeah.
Versus.
But in some way, I feel like you're getting cheated.
Definitely.
Because it's like 50 cents more. And
it's only
like,
50 cents more?
It's probably more. I don't know.
Maybe.
I always feel like it's more. It
If
is
you go to
more.
McDonald's, you can get iced coffee for like $1.
McDonald's, America's brew house. I just feel like
McCafe.
McCafe. They became a whole brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCafe.
You can buy it at the store.
Can you really? The coffee?
Bags. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that was a pretty smart move. But who is doing that? Like, dude, I got to get my McCafe. Probably a lot of people. Probably a lot of people. People who are used to, oh my God, what a catch. Yeah, it was too far out, though.
Yeah.
The Bucks are really outperforming KC here.
Yeah, they're either going to get a touchdown or a field goal here. Unless
Props to
Brady throws a interception.
TB for really riling the team up here.
I mean,
for you guys.
That throw was not the best.
Yeah.
Like it was not going to be in bounds, no matter what that guy did, unless he had really long arms. So
There seems like there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is in Florida.
with all the
they allow
no, it's the cutouts.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the cutouts.
Oh, Tom.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Tom, you idiot!
Tom.
All right, so they're getting a field goal. Maybe.
Tommy Boy.
What is that, like 60 yards?
You ever watch
What
that
is
movie, Tommy Boy? It's a good movie.
Tommy Boy?
Yeah, Tommy Boy.
What is that?
It's got the guy, the Chris Harley. Chris
Oh,
Farley.
yeah, of course.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris Harley Davidson. What has gone downhill more than Harley Davidson?
Actually, the people who park next to me at my apartment have 2 Harleys parked in their spot. Yeah. And I thought the same thing. I literally, because normally he has 1 parked there,
Yeah.
but today he had 2 parked there.
Ooh.
And so they did get the
they got a field goal. That's 31-9.
Jeez.
So that means they are in a they're in a 18-point deficit.
And there's
Is that
only
what it is?
2.5 in the third.
Did I do that math right? 18-point deficit?
Sure.
No. Yes. No. Yes. 22? 22-point deficit? Yeah, that sounds more right. I can do math. I'm only like a couple beers in with a shot of JMO.
Couple grades in, did you say?
Yeah. Couple grades in.
Couple grades.
A, B, C.
8th grade.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, what were we talking about?
Toilet.
Toilet. You got to use the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So have fun.
So I'll go on a tangent. It was pretty windy out today. I don't know if you noticed.
I know.
It's pretty windy out. So I have like Ring cameras up. Like Ring is like done by Amazon. It's like a security camera. I have them like all over not all over my house, but like on the outside of my house. So if you ever try to fuck with me, actually I bought those because I saw one of my neighbors complained about something, like, I don't know, not really people breaking in, but like some kind of delinquency happening around their house. I put up these cameras, and like they were kind of expensive. I don't know. I probably spent about like $800 on them, like a bunch of cameras. I put them on like every corner of my house, and like now just like after I bought them, I'm like, man, I spent a lot on these. I hope you kind of like hope that you're like gonna find something, right? Like prove that you made this investment and it's actually paying out for you, but all you get is like squirrels like jumping around, like the wind. Like the wind today was blowing my grill cover, and so that was like tripping my like notification on my phone for my Ring camera. It's like, there's motion in your backyard. Oh no, it's just the wind on my grill cover.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what I want to happen but don't also want to happen is like somebody trying to sneak into my house. So I'm at work and I get this like Ring notification. There's motion in your backyard, sir.
You're like,
oh yeah,
yes.
All right, who's fucking with me today? Not today, motherfucker.
Who's gonna die?
And then I open up my app and there's some guy like wiggling my back door. I'm like, no, I fucking got you finally. But no, it's my grill cover moving in the wind.
That's fun. I was gonna go to Boulder today to go on a hike, and the wind warning was that there would be gusts up to 80 miles per hour.
Jesus.
And I was too afraid to drive my car.
You have a kite? This is a good kite day.
That would be dope.
Who does kites?
Oh, you can do like kite surfing.
Like on the beach?
Imagine doing that in the mountains. Like you just kite.
You can't do kite surfing in the mountains. There's no. How do you surf in the mountains?
Same. Imagine.
Imagine if there was an ocean in the mountains.
No, it's like
that you could surf on the mountains, oceans.
Because you could mosely do flying, and then when you find bald spots.
So what you're talking about is cliff gliding?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah? Is that what it's called? What do they call that?
Something suit.
No.
Wingsuit.
No, that's wingsuits. But no, the thing where you it's like a triangle and you hold onto the rail. What is that called?
I have no idea.
I thought it was called cliff gliding.
No one does that.
I don't.
Something gliding for sure.
Yeah, something gliding. That's kind of like surfing. It's like the same thing.
Yeah. Except
you're not surfing on anything. You're kind of like using. It's like you're a kite. It's human kiting. Kiting.
I don't know.
You couldn't market that well. Human kiting.
Yeah. So
it sounds dangerous.
I wrote down some notes because I'm pretty much the only one who comes
prepared for this.
To this. Yeah.
I'm just off the cuff. That's why people like me. They're like, Chase, so off the cuff.
I come to this. I write the intros. 2 weeks takes me. 2 weeks to write them.
Yep.
I come with all the notes. We do some skit. We, as in me, do some skit writing.
In the car over, you're like rehearsing.
No, rehearsing in the car over.
In the mirror, probably in the morning.
Rehearsing 2 weeks before. Yeah. I work with the guests. I got them set up. I put them up. I get them here.
You fly them out, all expense paid.
I fly them out
via Myles.
I edit the entire podcast.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you do?
Oh my God, that's such a hard question.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, by the way.
Anyway,
I appreciate
that. So
that
was the question, but
actually
we're gonna go on to the topics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I wrote some notes. So the first note
Why
is
are you
like
the way that you are. That's my favorite question.
That was really mean. I think I'm gonna leave now.
I asked that to
you
everybody.
and your podcast.
Don't feel special. Calm down. What was your question?
So the first question was, you bought it's not a question. I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Why do you think I have questions?
I don't know. You said the first question and I was like, what is your question?
Didn't say that.
Okay.
We can rewind this if we need to.
Nah, in post, anything's possible.
Okay, cool.
Insert KC winning. Tom Brady breaking a leg.
Changes the outcome of the game, even though everyone's seen it. No, so I was just curious. So you bought a Tesla recently?
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about that earlier, doing the supercharging. What was the process like buying the Tesla?
It was really it was kind of like buying an iPhone. And for all you people who are like hate going out and shopping for cars, like this made things way better. This is super privileged of me to say because I'm fortunate to be able to afford a Tesla. So I'm not going to ignore that kind of fact. Like, I'm very, very fortunate to be able to be in this position to buy a Tesla. But I think, it was like going online. You like choose the model. You pick like, if you want to upgrade it, there's like all things you can do. You can like upgrade the wheels. You can change the color of the interior, obviously the exterior color of your car. And then it spits out like a generated price, like based on your selections. And then that's pretty much the price you pay. Like there's no like negotiating. Like you don't go to a dealership and be like, sit down in an office and like have like the supervisor come by and like, pat you in the back and like, and then you like say, no, I want, 2,000 off. And then he goes, well, let me see what I can do for you, and go back to my manager's office and convince him that we're going to get you a deal today. Like there's none of that happens. Literally like the price you see is what the price you pay. You click order now, you put down like $100 deposit. They build your car because everything is built to order. There's like, you can choose, like they have inventory you can look at, and there's like an option like custom built or inventory. There's not a lot of inventory because Tesla's on a high demand. I don't know what the perception out there is. But
so question about that: was there anything like that where you wanted to order maybe just the base model, or you wanted something that didn't really cost that much on a certain part of the car, where like they were like, we don't have that right now?
No.
So you could just get anything, any of the customizations you wanted, whether it was base model or the most souped up.
There wasn't like, hey, we're sold out of this, so you can't buy that. No.
So you just
no, whatever you want, they will build it for you. And it took about 6 weeks for it to be ready. So like, excuse me, you like build out your car, you click order, they take your $100 deposit. And then they tell you, we'll be in contact with you. They usually have a rep that will text you and be like, hey, I'm Matt. I'm your rep. And they usually have like dealerships in your local city. In fact, in Denver, they have like 2. So he'll contact you. He'll say, hey, we're about this many weeks out. You can test drive them too. Like if you have a dealership, you can they'll take your driver's license down, your contact information, and they'll literally give you the keys to the car.
Even if you haven't ordered
When I say keys,
one.
it's just like a card. It's like, it looks like a black credit card. So that's what you use to get in and out of your car if you don't have your phone. So regularly you have like a key. Like if you have a newer car, it's usually like a fob. Right, they call it the fob. So you walk in, you can push ignition to start and stuff.
Right.
With Tesla, it's a credit card, and that's like kind of like your backup key. Normally, you use your phone. So if your phone has battery and it's in use, it uses Bluetooth. And every time you walk up to your car, it unlocks your car automatically. You can open the door, and that's what it uses as your key, and you can drive off with it.
How does it start?
With the phone.
Yeah, like when you
get in a car.
Sit down and then...
There's like your wheel. You have like your left shifter on the wheel that utilizes like your turning signal, and your I guess like the wipers. And then on the right side you have it's like your shifter. So there's no like shifter in the middle. There's like your shifter on the side of the wheel, the
like
right
drive,
side of the wheel.
park,
so
reverse.
Up is like reverse, down is like drive. So you hit it in the drive. As long as you have your phone with you in your car, that's your key, it'll let you do that. If you don't have your phone dies. You should always have like that credit card key that I mentioned. You keep that in your wallet, and as long as you have your wallet, which you normally do when you drive anywhere, you can use your car. So
how do you actually start the car? Like you sit down.
You just sit down. It knows. It's pretty sophisticated. You sit down. If you don't have your phone, you take that card I mentioned, and you put it on the center console, like down near your cup holders, and then it recognizes that your card's there using like RFID, and it will allow you to shift the car into reverse, drive, whatever, neutral, and then you drive off.
So then when you park, you get back to your house, you park. You just get out of the car.
Just get out of the car. Yeah, you can. You will like in my instance, I reverse back into my garage because my charger, and I'll reverse in my garage. They're like on the shifter. I'll call it the shifter thing on the right side of the wheel. There's like a button that you press on it that'll engage the parking brake. so you can like hit that. Or I found that if you just get out of the car, open the door with it and drive, it'll automatically shift into the park.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'll be like beep beep, like, hey, we just shifted into the park because you opened the door. I'm like a dumbass.
Is that only if you're completely stopped, or like if you're going 50 miles per hour, you pop the door open?
Only if you're completely stopped. Yeah.
So then, do you religiously plug the car in?
Nope.
No,
I
because
often
you forget.
Yeah. I often I need to get better at that. Like I said, like the other day I had to like actually go to a charging station.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I've ever had to do that because I was a dumbass and forgot to plug it in. Yeah.
Nice. So when you actually went to pick up your car, I know you had to wait for a while.
Yeah.
But other than that, was it like you get there, you waited, and then here's your car? Like no spiel about like, do you want the warranty? Do you want the window thing?
There's no pressure. Like I said, it was like buying an iPhone.
Yeah,
like
so
you order it online,
you
go in and you pick it up, or they mail it to you.
Okay.
Like in this instance, I went to the Tesla dealership. Like Tesla is being very aggressive with the amount of cars they're trying to push out into the market. Like I think they did like 500,000 units last year.
So they could get in the S&P.
Yeah. And so I felt that. Like my getting the car experience was not what I wanted it to be. And there were literally like 50 other people waiting to get their cars, and they just couldn't pump them out fast enough. And it kind of pissed me off a little bit, to be quite honest, but it's a whole nother story. So I picked up, they like, hey, you got to sign for the car. You sign for the car, you get in it and you drive away.
Okay. How long did that process take? Like once you got to the dealership?
Because I had to wait. I think I was there for like fucking 2.5 hours. Waiting for the car. Yeah. It was like, and the sad point was like they call you or text you to set an appointment up to get the car. So for instance, they were like, hey Chase, your car is going to be ready. Here's the VIN number and everything. Your car is going to be ready on Saturday, October, whatever.
Yeah.
And looks like we have like a 2:00 in the afternoon opening. Does that work for you? I'm like, yeah, that works for me. Great. Mm-hmm. The sad part was like, even though they scheduled that appointment, they were still like 2.5 hours behind because they were trying to pump out way too many vehicles than they can handle.
Right.
Because the current infrastructure they have and the goals that they had set for that year weren't relevant. Like they weren't concurrent enough to where they could actually pump that out without making a few people like unsatisfied. So,
to contrast that, I bought a used car recently. So this is used, so it's a little bit different. However, I did also buy a new car like 5 years ago, and it was a pretty similar experience. So I'm going to say how this was compared to how that was.
Okay.
So I bought a Jeep Wrangler, and I had been wanting one for a while. Like we went off-roading last year, and after that I was like, I have to get one of these because I'm gonna off-road every day.
It wasn't a Moab. We went to Moab.
We went to Moab, Utah.
One. It was dope.
Yeah, it was dope.
Jeep was dope.
Yeah, and I can't wait until we can go there. I want to go there this summer. And anyway, so I was like, I want to get one, but I'm gonna get one when I find a good deal, and I'm ready. And this is the one I want. So I had been searching like since then, pretty much. And then when we moved into Denver, looking here to get one, and I've been looking for a long time. So I kind of knew the market, what they should be worth and everything like that. And at some point I finally found this dealership, which was about, it's in Thornton, Colorado. So I think it's like 45 minutes from here, 45 minutes from here. And I was like, oh, this is the one. I got it was like brand new, had just been listed. And so I called, it was like all the features I wanted on the car. So I called them and to ask how much it was, because they didn't even have the price online yet because of how early they had posted it. Yeah. And so I called them and asked them, and he said what the price was. And to me, I was like, holy shit, they did something wrong. Like they didn't price it right or something, or they haven't had time to really realize, because they were a Kia dealership. And they got a very new used Jeep Wrangler. And I was like, I know what this is worth. It's worth a lot more than that. I'm going to get this car. So I said, okay, I'm going to come in tomorrow. Is that okay? They said, yeah, that's cool. So I go in the next day. I didn't bring anything with me except like my wallet, just my ID. I drove there just by myself in my car. So I get there, and I probably got there at like 11 a.m. And so I get there, and it goes through the normal thing. Like I was going to buy the car. I knew that I was going to buy it. I didn't need the guy to like sell me the car. Yeah. So I test drive the car. We talk about the price and stuff like that for a while, and then I'm like, good. I'm going to buy the car. And I don't know if that's a normal thing for people to just go into a dealership and be like,
sometimes, yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah.
So I was like, this is what I want. He's like, okay, great. And it was dark out before I left the dealership. Like, that's how long it took for me, someone who came into the dealership knowing I'm going to buy this car.
Like, how long was that?
That's
in terms of hours.
So it gets dark at like 5.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And I think I got there around 10 or 11 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yes. And and a lot of the reason for that was because, you got to give them all your information, and you sign these things, and they run it against other companies to try to get you a better interest rate on the loan.
Yeah, but why didn't you just tell them I'm financing it by myself? Fucks.
Because I wanted to, and then they got me a better interest rate.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which was really surprising. I even told them, I said, you're probably not going to get a better interest rate than this.
They're like, let me see what
and they were like, we will.
Just give me like 2 hours, I'll figure it out.
And they got me 0.05% better.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Probably saved you like $50.
Yeah, maybe more than that. but I was like, whatever. But that really wasn't like the most of it. What the biggest thing is that they only had one finance person working there.
Yeah.
And they had someone else
during
COVID
too.
Car. Well, of course, this is during COVID.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, I don't know, people are still buying cars. Like, there's actually been a lot of people buying used cars. A lot of people buy cars during recessions and stuff. And
that's so weird to me.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that to be the case.
Yeah. When we moved here and tried to get new furniture.
Yeah. New furniture.
Sold out. All the stores sold out.
It's like everybody who realizes, I need to utilize my home more often. Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, in recessions, like, if you're staying home more,
home all day.
Why would you need a car?
Yeah. I think people buy more used cars.
Yeah, used cars because better deals. Better deals. Got to get
anyway,
that deals.
So
that blue light special.
I go through that, and then I'm like, I literally sat there and waited for like 2 hours just doing nothing.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed. I'm like, dude, I'm buying the car.
But I knew I was getting the car for a good deal. So I was like,
they know they got you. Like, let's get this guy to stay
exactly.
like 5 hours.
In fact, it was such a good deal that they let me put down, like, normally they only let you put down, like $2,000 on a credit card or something. Yeah. And they let me put my entire down payment on it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did they offer to get you Arby's or something? Like,
no.
Like, what kind of, like, they have to, like.
They had snacks and coffee and stuff, but I was like what, really like not almonds? Even like Subway or Taco Bell or something.
Yeah. The best thing is, like, one of the furniture stores we have here has a Subway built into it. Yeah, American it's like, furniture. Dude, if they make you wait, they got Subway.
Yeah.
That's what car dealerships are missing. That little experience piece.
The thing is, they should give it to you for free, though.
What, the Subway?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I waited, and then finally, they're ready for you, and I go in, and it's the fucking sales thing. We want to sell you the $50 a month, if you break extended your windshield.
Warranty. Yeah. The electrical, there's like
tires.
The electrical warranty, there's the tire warranty, there's the brake warranty. Like, there's like 50 different warranties. I brought my Jeep Grand Cherokee, and they said tried to do the same thing essentially. Like, and where like I said no, okay. Then the assistant manager came out. They was like, "Hey, I think you made a big mistake." I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah.
Then they're like, "I understand." Then the fucking like store manager comes out, and they're like, "Hey, I think you're making a big mistake." No, I'm not. Okay. Then like the executive store manager comes out. Literally, I had 3 people come out and tell me how much of a fucking asshole or a fucking idiot I was to not buy the extended warranty.
That tells you how much money they make off of that.
And do you think I needed any of that when I bought the car? After I bought the car? No. I owned the car for like 3 years. I never used it. They don't sell you a windshield fucking replace.
Yeah, they did.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and
it was
the
like
thing is,
$200 a month.
It wasn't, but you can cancel it any time. Because it's a Kia dealership.
Yeah.
And most Kia people aren't going off roading and stuff.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I think they were selling it to me, and I thought about it. I was like, man, I feel like I'll crack my windshield pretty easily. And then it happened just randomly.
Yeah.
I wasn't going off roading or anything.
On like timing. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just randomly. But what you can do is you can get the thing and then cancel it afterward. So you can cancel it anytime.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a scam. I mean, they make money off it. That's why
Yeah.
they're sending 4 people out to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get done with it, and I can't even drive the car home because I'm the only one there. I took my car, so I have to drive
Rookie
home. I had to come
mistake.
pick it. Yeah, because I had like all these people to come help me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, but nighttime by the time I got done and drove home in my not new car. And so that was my experience, and it was very similar to my experience buying a new car too. So, you know, even if you had to wait the 2 hours to pick up your car, it seems the whole process in general seemed a lot easier than my process going in knowing I wanted to buy this car.
Listen, buying a car historically, like the experience has always been, I don't think anybody comes out and being like, unless you got money, you know, it's frustrating at times. It can be annoying,
Right.
And at least in my experience before Tesla, I felt kind of dirty.
Yeah.
And
I totally get that.
Yeah, and I didn't feel good leaving. I always felt kind of guilty leaving. Like at the end, if you don't buy any of those extended warranty options, you kind of feel, they make you feel like a piece of shit almost. And you kind of feel guilt. It's like the Catholic guilt that you do get. Like it's like very similar. Like and then you leave like, I am excited because I bought a new car, but like I kind of feel bad because I didn't, like, they made me feel like terrible for not buying all this stuff.
On top of the fact
tough,
that
man.
you already bought
It's
a
tough.
depreciating asset.
Yeah.
So you're
buying the worst investment of your life, pretty
so
much.
you're already like, shit, I just bought this really expensive car that's worthless.
On top of that, I've been made to feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You don't get that when you buy a Tesla because you get what you pay for. It's up front. It's like the CarMax thing. Like there's a lot of dealerships that they advertise the price, and it's like a what they call a no negotiable deal. Like you can't negotiate the price. And even those, like at the end, I've bought from those guys. They still try to sell you on the extended warranty, and it's like when I went to Tesla, there wasn't a warranty like explained to me at all. It was like, here's your car, have a nice day, have fun.
Yeah, they're like, we're a startup, have fun.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And so you know, they got that going for it. I definitely appreciate it. That was probably the best, even though I had to wait like an hour and a half or 2 hours more than I wanted to actually pick it up on the day of. It was still the best car buying experience. And you know, it was the most expensive car buying experience, I'll say. So there may be a thing where the more you pay for your car, the better experience you have in procuring it. But you know, that's
I mean, when you
TBD.
buy a Lamborghini, I bet they're gonna be.
I'm sure they probably call a car to come get you
yeah.
to drive you to the dealership, and I'm
You know-
sure they buy you lunch, and I'm sure that there's a couple other things they throw your way. It is what it is.
You
But,
know, I went to a oil change place here near my house, and they have a shuttle service, free shuttle service. No
That's
tips.
cool.
Like you don't tip the person either.
kind of like hotels do.
Yeah. And so like you can just bring the car there, and they'll take you back to your house and then pick you up.
Can we get a shout out? Who is it?
It was easy. It was Christian Brothers.
Oh, okay.
You've heard of them?
Oh, yeah.
You get the mail. You get a thing in the mail.
No, but I know of them.
Yeah. Really good. It was
Yeah.
actually a really good experience. I would say if you're in the Denver area and you have one near you, it was a really good experience. I took my car there. I wanted to walk home because I work from home.
Yeah.
And I want to be
It's
able to
close
get some
enough,
walking.
too.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
right down the road. It's on Lincoln.
Yeah.
And so I took it there, and the guy's like, "Are you sure?" Because it had just snowed the day before.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you sure?" And I was
yeah.
like, "No, I just live down the road." He's like,
Yeah. We got a guy. We got a guy. He's like, he loves doing this. He loves driving people around. Like,
and so I walked home, and then, but I had to work that day, so I was like, I can't take that much time off. So then I called them, or no, they just texted me, and they're like, okay, your car is ready, and I was like, can I get that shuttle?
Yeah, let me get that shuttle, bro.
They're like, yeah, sure, he'll be here soon. He'll call you. And then he called me, went down, got in the car, and he took me there, and he was like, have a good one.
Yeah. You didn't invite him up to play video games or anything?
No, because he's kind of a nerd, you know? Yeah, but no, it was a good time. And afterward, they sent me like 100 emails asking me for my feedback, so I appreciated that. And then they called me because I didn't answer any of their emails. And then it was good. It was a good time.
It was nice.
Yeah, I told them I'll take my cars there from now on.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So they have your business.
Yeah.
From henceforth.
They had my business because, number one, so
they gave you a lolly when you entered. Let's be honest. That's if you don't have lollies on your countertop.
They had cookies.
Oh, cookies?
Yeah,
like DoubleTree
legit,
cookies?
Like legit,
was it warm?
like homemade cookies.
Was it warm
No,
when you got
they
it?
were like in packaging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then just give them out.
They looked good. I don't know.
You didn't have any.
I didn't take one because I was like, do I have to buy this? I didn't want to ask.
You're like, there was no indication that they were free.
I think they would have given it.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
I mean, what's it cost them? 10 cents?
Probably a little bit more.
Anyway, yeah, probably. So they did the normal sales tactic, like, which is probably legitimate because I've never changed my battery in my car and it's like 5 years old. Yeah. But they were like, your battery needs changed.
Don't you love that when you go to like a car tire place? Like, yeah, your tires are bald. And you're like, you're fucking trying to get me to buy new tires, bro. Like, I'm not going to buy into this bullshit. Yeah. And then you drive off and you like, your tire blows off and you're like, shit, fuck, they were right.
Yeah, it's
like,
legitimate.
It's hard to tell. It really is. Because I have driven to places where they're like, yeah, we did a 9-point inspection on your engine and we found like 3 things that are wrong. Yeah. And then I drove to another place and they're like, yeah, you're good to go. Here you go.
Yeah, some
either
places
that guy
totally
doesn't care or like that really the first guy was like trying to fuck you over, right?
The other thing is when you get a rotation, which you should get like every time you get an oil change, you should mark your tires to make sure that they actually rotate them because our brother had an issue with that one time.
Really?
Where they didn't actually rotate them.
Oh, bastards.
Yeah, I know. And so anyway, so they wanted to sell me the battery. It was like $300, and I was like, damn, seems like batteries shouldn't cost that much. So I looked on Auto Parts.
$300?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think on Auto Parts it was like $150 or $200 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just do it because like I can replace a battery.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 other, I think that was like the critical thing. And then there were 2 things where they were like, you should do this.
Yeah.
But I was like, with the battery, I was like, I have 2 cars. I'll just wait till it doesn't start, you know?
Yeah. That cold morning where you're trying to start your car and you're like, damn it. And then that guy's fucking voice rings in your head the rest of the day. Yeah. Yeah.
But he even, when he called me, he was like, you got any questions about like the thing, you know, the inspection?
Can you teach me about cars?
Yeah. No, I was like, no, I'm good. And then I get to the place because I declined everything. Yeah. He's like, yeah, you know, our battery's a little more expensive because it's the whatever brand, like it lasts 10 times longer.
Yeah, and sometimes that's real, sometimes it's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, exactly. But they were really nice to me. I didn't feel like I was being scammed. Yeah. They gave me the shuttle service,
so that's good.
You know. It wasn't that expensive, so whatever. They have really good reviews online too, so that's why I went to them to begin with. But I've been to oil change places, for instance, Walmart, and I'm not gonna blame it on them, but let's just say I did get a flat tire the next day.
Ooh, so many times that happens.
Yes, it happened. So
Walmart stock just tanked.
Because I have a lot of influence. Yeah. So the game 9-31.
9-31 still. Flag. I think we're at the
game's over.
3-hour mark.
I'm calling it.
I think we can easily say that Tampa Bay is going to win.
Yep.
7 minutes left. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening in, watching.
If you listen this long, go to christianbrothers.com.
Yeah. I was just telling everybody hard on the Christian Brothers. That's okay. They're probably good folks over there.
Yeah, I'm getting my next oil change for free.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, well, until next time, we'll catch you every 2 weeks at the Lucky Duck. Thanks for listening, and everybody, adios.
Catch us on TikTok. Peace.